Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C-Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 221 of Beer and Other Shit, the podcast Adjunct series. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are heading up to Blyth, Ontario. So this is a brewery that I've been following since they opened, and they made a really big splash in the early days because I believe you could pretty clearly say these guys were arguably the first like really massive destination brewery in the province as far as an experience that would be somewhat similar to one of the massive American breweries where you pull up and you just kind of like, hey, yo, at the sheer size of the brewery. And I was able to visit finally this summer. So I've seen the place, eaten there, drank there. I'm very excited to get the full story on the beers, on the history, the whole thing. So super excited to get into it. So let me get this and make this as smooth as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeremy of Cowbell in the building.
Hey.
There he is. So, bro, welcome, man. Thanks for hanging out and great to meet you.
Hi, man. Thanks so much for having me.
Such a pleasure, bro. Been looking forward to this. We've had this in the works for a couple of months, so this is amazing. We have, we're saying off there, this is the biggest haul of beer options I've ever had on the pod that I could think of, at least since we've been doing it virtually. So we've got, we could be going any direction tonight. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm stoked, bro. So,
some non-beer options too.
We have a bunch of non-beer options.
Yeah.
So we're going to just see the vibe. We're going to just feel this out. So we're just like, which way do we go with it? I like the vibe version. And we're kicking off with something fun that I haven't had before. This is a glorious, oh, come on now, Mexican style lager, Cerveza. Look at that bad boy right there. And this is, I just noticed it's the brewery name on the label. Is that Cowbell in Spanish?
Yeah,
Cencerro?
it is. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yo, that's attention to detail, bro. I just wonder, we'll get into it as well, Jordan, but this is part of their winter mixer pack as well, right here. There it is.
Yeah.
Which is almost ironic because I don't know what it's like up there, but here I'm in Hamilton. It just started, it's been snowing now. Is it snowing now?
It's snowing a bit, but my drive in this morning, the roads were sheer ice. It took me an hour and 35 minutes to get to the brewery this morning. So,
gee, what does it normally take?
I can do it about 45 minutes.
Jeez. Okay.
I live in Stratford, so I'm about 70 kilometers away. So
home of Justin Bieber. Look at that.
Don't do the math on how fast that is that I'm driving, but
nobody's going to to judge you on that. Even just now, it just kind of struck me. I think it's fantastic because I was saying off air, I really love Mexican lagers. Having a Mexican lager as part of a winter mixer pack. Do you know did that just happen accidentally or was it like intentional?
It's just a beer that has been popular for us and we all love it at the brewery and you can just drink it all year round. It doesn't have to be seasonal.
Couldn't agree more. Someone asked me that yesterday. I was like, "Oh, you moving into darker beers?" I'm like, "No, I'm drinking exactly what I drink all the time."
Yeah. Darker beers all the time too.
Oh, dude, I'll have a 15% pastry stout and 40 degrees in July. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let me take this photo, then we can cheers it up. Oh, look at that head, man. This is smelling wicked. Is there any legal, I don't know if I should ask this on there, but is it like, they don't bust your balls about putting the brewery name in Spanish on the can?
No, nobody said anything.
That is one of the coolest things I've seen as far as this, because I've never seen anybody do anything like that. That's it's very clever.
Yeah, it was a pretty great touch.
Oh, I love it. Well, to that, brother, great to meet you. Cheers, legend.
Nice to meet you too. Cheers.
With that head, mate. Oof. Is it dry hopped?
No, it is not dry hopped.
Hell yeah. It smells like it's got like some like Moteca or something in it. Like,
so I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it's got about 30% corn, makes up the grist bill, along with some two-row and a little bit of Vienna malt. And then it's all Saaz hops in the kettle with a little bit of Wakatu hops, New Zealand hop in the whirlpool. So there's a bit of lime character in there with that hop. And then we actually put about 5 kilos of lime zest right in the whirlpool, just to give it a little hint of lime. So
interesting.
Yeah.
And it sticks around, eh? The lime doesn't ferment out or anything like that when you do it that early.
No, and it's pretty delicate lime. It's not overpowering. And I find that as the beer warms up too, it comes out a little bit more. So
amazing. Like, it's really subtle on the nose, and it's sort of like, am I getting lime type thing? That's cool that you're able to deliver that with the lime zest and not like other natural flavors or anything. Because I just imagine, I don't recall at least many Mexican style lagers on the craft side that, you know, the macro ones probably put all sorts of nonsense in there. But
I mean, we have beers with all sorts of nonsense in it too. But you got
I like nonsense.
Yeah. But no, this one's just straight up lime zest and
hell yeah,
nice.
And is this something that you said it's a fave at the brewery? Has it been around for a bit?
A few years now. Yep.
Okay.
It originally released in 355 ml format and 4-packs at the LCBO, but we had a lot of requests for it to just be in 473 single cans, and that did really well for us this summer. So,
oh man, I'm not surprised. It was a stinker of a summer, so
yeah,
it's kind of perfect. So it's in the winter mixer pack. So this one is available. Is it by itself at LCBOs?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Amazing.
Year round.
Year round by itself, and in the winter mixer pack. Is that out? I guess the winter is already out.
It is. Yeah. Just
it is. Okay.
Pretty recently. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought it would have been. Okay, this is sick, man. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, do you know what I love? I didn't even look at this because I always bring up Untappd. You got the full description on here with the. I love when brewery does that on Untappd. I just feel like that's where it's just the easiest place I can get the snapshot of everything, and you've got everything you just said is all sitting there, which is amazing.
Perfect. I didn't know that, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's I always get kind of like, I always try to encourage brewers. It's like a little, if I'm like writing the reviews and I just want to know a little bit more about the beer, and if it's not there, and if it's not on the can, and this actually might even be on the can too. Yes, it's on the can, which is even better. Then you got to go find the social post on Instagram. Be like, all right, did they write what's in it there? And then just a pain in the ass when I'm just trying to write something quick about it. So that is very welcome. Love that. This is killer, bro. I love it. This is great choice to kick this off with.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a beauty. So let's get right into the story, man. I'd love to hear how you personally like discovered craft beer and your journey through all of that, and then we can get into the which sounds like it naturally blends into like sort of the history of the brewery, and you were there from before it opened. So yeah, we can get right into that. Yeah, talk to me.
I mean, as far as beer goes, I've been drinking beer for a long time, but I think probably Guinness was my first foray away from, you know, your standard Carlings and Molsons and whatever we were pounding back in the day.
Of course.
But then Creemore was really the first beer that got me into craft beer.
Mm-hmm. But pre-buyout, I imagine?
It would have been. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was early 2000s.
Oh, wow. You're an OG. I love it.
Yeah. But that being said, I did end up working for Creemore. That was my first job in the brewing industry. So I was selling cars for years, and I was a used car manager, and I absolutely despised that industry and wanted to get out. And Creemore was hiring for a draft service technician.
Okay.
So they hired me in for that, and I did that for about 4.5 years.
Okay.
And then the guys who were starting Henderson Brewing approached me.
Nice.
And said that if I helped them get some licensees and accounts and help them build the brewery, they would teach me to brew on a commercial scale.
That's cool. Okay.
That happened, and I became the brewer there. And I did that for about 1.5 years while I was living in Toronto. So I'd been in Toronto for a long time. And then when Cowbell was opening, they approached me, offered me a job. I turned it down politely just because I was happy at Henderson. And then they offered my wife a job.
Okay.
So she does, so she does graphic design and art direction. So we started looking at houses out here, and the feasibility of owning a house out here was realistic compared to Toronto. So
I can imagine.
We jumped at it. So
how long ago was that?
So that was 2017 when we moved from Toronto to Stratford.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a long time ago now.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine the house prices back then would have been very different.
Yeah, you don't want to know how cheap it was.
Yeah, I can. Even in Hamilton, we only moved 3.5 years ago, and I knew some dudes who moved here around the time you moved to Stratford, and they were telling me what they paid. I'm like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's like a fraction. It's crazy. Well, very smart. That's great.
Yeah, and it was very interesting. So I got to see Henderson from the get-go, like from the ground up, and then I got to come out here when it was still just being finished up, before the brew house was even installed. So that was a pretty neat experience. And then, I was the only person brewing on that brew house for the first year or so before we started hiring more brewers.
The same, and that same brew, it wasn't elsewhere. It was always at the back of the big building there.
Yep. So they actually started in 2016 as doing contract brewing just while they were getting the brewery up and running.
Okay.
But I came into the picture at the start of 2017. So.
Okay. And the brewery opened was it 2017 or did it open 2018?
Yeah. So it actually opened to the public in August of 2017. We started brewing there in June of 2017.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're able to do that then. So prior to that, you were contracting elsewhere just to get some product onto the market?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I remember at the time, there being just such a massive like chatter and hype about you guys as far as like what I was saying in the intro, like a destination brewery that I don't, after going there, I was like, oh, I get, I've been to Treehouse, a bunch of the Treehouse locations and a few other things like that in the States that would be probably what people are comparing it to. Like those, huge ass places often in the middle of nowhere that are just like a campus as such. And are so like, this is a brewery and they're so used to the city type ones or whatever. And I remember so many people just talking about it, so excited about it. Do you remember that time? Could you speak to that at all? Does that sound familiar?
It was chaos. Like it was very overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when those doors opened that first weekend, it was just lineups around the building for people to get in there, which honestly, when I went to first look at it, I thought, how the hell can this work out here in the middle of nowhere? But the owners had a vision and it worked, and it has worked. So,
I mean, it's a bold choice to do it in a place like that. I think even from Hamilton, it was like 2.5, 3 hours. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
It was further than I thought. I don't know why. I thought that's like an hour or something away, but it was definitely much closer pretty close to Michigan border,
right? Yeah, we're up. Yeah, so we're right off the inland from Goderich, off of Lake Huron. Yeah, so about 20 minutes inland.
20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
And Goderich is on the Canadian side, right? It's a town on.
Yep.
How do you get into Michigan? Do you have to go down?
Yeah, you would go
Windsor?
down. Yeah.
To Windsor? Okay.
Yeah.
How far is that?
That's a good question. I've never actually done the drive.
No, done it? I would.
Not from the brewery.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I mean, if you're saying it's 20 minutes to Goderich, it's probably 40 to an hour, maybe.
I think it's about 40 from there down to Grand Bend, and then you'd still have to get down to Windsor.
To Windsor. Gotcha. Okay, just so people can sort of picture.
We have all this technology. I could probably just look it
up. Yeah, we probably could, but it's not that important.
No.
So Blyth is it's part of a county. What's the county?
Huron County.
Huron County.
Huron County is where we are.
Okay.
It's great. We love the town. We love the people. One thing that we've learned is that our neighbors are our most important customers out there. So
okay.
As much as we love the tourism and everybody who comes to visit us, the locals are really the lifeblood, especially through the winter months, like when it's like this out.
Yeah, I was about to say, like even though it's a massive destination, I imagine it still must chill out a bit, literally and figuratively, in the winter.
The roads close a lot out there.
Yeah, like that kind of
vibe. Yeah,
like Prince Edward County type shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit of a mess. That makes sense, and that's kind of the beauty. Like in the summer, when the day that we went was spectacular, it was a beautiful day, and it was like it really kind of shows the potential, like why you go to a place like that on the day.
Yeah.
It was the money day. On the way in, the drive was sick. I really love driving through all like the rural areas. We've been doing that a lot more since we moved to Hamilton, and I really appreciated it. And one thing we noticed on the way in was we thought it was Amish, but there is a difference with that Mennonite community, which is sick. There's just mad people like on the horse-drawn carriages on the side of the road and stuff, and people pulling up you see the ladies in the old school shit, setting up their little roadside stands or whatever.
Yeah.
Do they play a role in the I don't know much about that. Obviously, they don't drink. I don't think, right? They don't come through. No.
No, no, I don't believe they drink.
Okay.
I could say that they contributed to some of the building of the brewery. Some of the floorboards in there were cut by Mennonites, and
Okay.
some of the construction was done. So yeah.
Right.
What did you think of the building when you first walked into it? It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. Even pulling up to it, because you're
Yeah.
driving, right? You don't really see it immediately, and then you see it, and you're like, "Oh, Jesus!" Like that's exactly. It was exactly what I expected as far as how people had positioned it. I felt like anyone who gassed it up did not exaggerate at all. It's so beautiful, and we did the tour with a gentleman there, and he was sort of like telling us all the little small things about the building. Like that's why I was sort of mentioning the Mennonites, because we were driving, we're like, "Oh, what's going on with this?" It's not something we see very often, right? He was saying that the beams at the top had the like there's no like steel, it's all wood, it's all like wooden pegs holding these like I don't know how much they would weigh, a ton or something, like
Oh yeah.
beam right across. It's very the ceiling must be what, like 30-40 feet or something.
Oh, I think it's taller than that.
Taller
Yeah,
than that.
it's big Douglas fir beams inside, so that's all renewable Douglas fir that we got from BC for the beams. So big, huge beams. And then all the rest of the wood in the place was locally sourced, everything from like pine and oak and hemlock, and
Beautiful.
a lot of wood in that place.
So much wood, like more than you would think. Like it looked like on the outside, it looks like a kind of grand, like wedding venue, old type of building, because it was. I know it's a new building, but with the, is it like sandstony, like like that kind of old school brick?
Yeah. So the idea was that it was supposed to look like an old German barn. So it's got all the stone, and then they weathered the wood, and yeah, same with the interior. They had pre-weathered wood inside, barn boards.
Right. So
Yeah,
barn's the perfect word for it. And just the sheer volume of wood is like you just like you kind of can't stop looking around.
yeah.
So we spent a bit of time in the top floor, getting the tour and stuff like that, and explaining all the different things, and just all of the like. There's so many small details. Like when you're sort of on the top floor, there's like an elevator, like a just whatever, an elevator, which is I believe it was because you guys won some sort of awards for what's the word? Accessibility. Thank you.
Yeah, they've done a tremendous job making the place accessible. Yeah,
which is sick. And it was even saying the little lines in the on the whatever it is at the road out the front, like directly in the car park there. There's like the way that the bricks are, like someone who's blind are able to tell the difference. Like it actually, like it's an indicator that it's a walkway, type of thing. Like all these real small things, and obviously it's like a ramp. It's not like a curb. You have to step up. It's like everything is just super cool. And even the I want to say rooftop, but there's like a little like a covering for the outside that you can see from the window from upstairs, and that was full of plants. And apparently the plants do something.
Well, it's all it's a green rooftop. So they're big on sustainability. When they built this place, they had sustainability in mind. And when we opened, we were already carbon neutral.
Right.
So there's a huge focus. Yeah. So green rooftop. We have a closed loop brewing system there. So we pull the water out of the aquifer in the ground that we have access to. We use our water, and then we actually have our own wastewater treatment plant where we treat it. They've done everything from like the UV coating on the windows. There's just so many things. They got 28 acres on the 120 acres that we originally had. They planted over 17,000 different species of trees and native plants and fruit trees. It's pretty amazing.
Do you use those in the products?
Yeah, so a lot of it is elderberry, and I've done a couple of different elderberry. Now you have to be careful with elderberry. You actually have to make sure that you cook it properly before you use it, because you don't want to poison anybody. But as long as you heat it up, it's fine. So anyway, we've used it in. People eat elderberry pies and whatnot, but
yeah, for sure.
I had an elderberry milkshake IPA at one point, just a small batch, and we've done elderberry cider. And
sick.
So yes, we have used some of it. It is a pain in the ass to harvest elderberries, but
they just manual, got to do a little tiny.
Yeah, and they're just really tiny. So we had to make this little tool that you just basically slide it along the branch and it would knock the elderberries off.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you go back there in the summertime and the birds that are all over the elderberries, there's just like so many creatures that come and take advantage of that.
So the whole property is 128. Is that 120?
It was 120 acres. Yeah.
120 even acres. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we should could you maybe talk to the story of the brewery? Because once again, I think it was in like July or August, so it's been a number of months. I don't recall the details from any of it. But yeah, like I don't even know if I got the full, because I think the story of from the tour, which the public can take, like it was we got to try the it's very in depth, like an hour long plus tour. I think it talks a lot about the town and just history of the town and all these different cool things and the musical theater thing that goes on there and everything like that. But I don't think I really got like I don't think I recall who the founders are and what, why they got that property and what the intention was and all that type of stuff. Do you know?
Well, the intention was to open the brewery on it. So there's 6 original owners,
okay.
All local.
Okay.
One family, especially local. And we still have 5 of those original owners. One of them retired in the early 2020s, but the other 5 of them are still there, and they're just huge craft beer enthusiasts.
Nice.
That just love the idea of owning a craft brewery, and they wanted to do it up big. So that's how we ended up in Blyth.
Right. And they just wanted, and did they want to create a destination place? Or was it just,
I think originally the idea was to open something more like a brew pub. And then the idea just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now this is where we are.
I look, man, you might as well, if you're going to, I imagine then probably part of it was, if it's epic, it's going to draw more people, which is going to make it more worthwhile.
Exactly. And it's beneficial to the town. It's beneficial to the theater. And likewise, like it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Everybody wins.
Everybody. Yeah, exactly. Like you wouldn't really go through Blyth and not go there. It's that, for everything, the restaurant, the beer, the vibes, the cider, the ITDs, all that stuff. Like you got,
even if you're just passing through, we have a retail store there, so you can just pop in and grab whatever you want.
And it was a big retail store. It's one of the ones you get to browse. Like it's like a mini store, which I you don't see that too often.
Yeah,
which was super cool. That's why the whole experience reminded me. The closest thing was kind of like Treehouse, where they have those little stores and things like that, where you just don't really see it much here. Which is, and everyone, I remember we did the post for it. All the comments were just like, "Oh my god!" I couldn't believe the sheer volume of people who were just kind of reiterating exactly what we're saying. Like, I can't believe it was my favorite brewery visits, and people really just gassed about it, because it's like, particularly now with this post-tariff world that we're in, where people are looking more locally. Maybe they would have traveled south of the border, but now they're staying here. Like that gives, like Cowbell can be an experience like that for people, because you're getting that wow factor. Like there's not much that's like a wow, I guess, in beer. Not in a bad way. It's just like a lot of breweries are everything's sick, but like epic and like, whatever, 50-foot ceilings and huge massive barns type of stuff. It's just more of like an experience that goes along with the product.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. I do feel pretty fortunate to work there.
Yeah, it's sick. Well, and you got to set it all off. So they started all of that. When you started, did the owners, when you got hired, did they give you guidance as to like, hey, we're thinking these kind of styles, or did you just get to like, hey man, just do you?
No, the team, I mean, from the get-go, the original brewmaster and the rest of the team, we all had input on what we were making. And the same goes for now. Obviously sales and marketing has a big part to play, because at the volume that we're producing, we need to put it out into other, into other avenues like the LCBO or a beer store. So we need to make sure it's something that is going to appeal to the masses. So sales and marketing has a large part to play in that as well.
Understood. And that makes sense. At the scale you're at, I totally do. And you can see the team is quite well built out. Throughout the building. They can tell there's like the front of house stuff, the retail store, the back of house stuff, the brewery side, the tour, this, I guess like a full-time essentially, or at least a part-time tour guide and shit. It's crazy. So do you remember what you guys opened? Oh no, okay, even before you opened, what did you contract to get it to start getting out there?
So
What
Absent Landlord was the first beer.
Okay. What style was that again? Remind me.
So it's a Kolsch style ale. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was our first beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they started contracting that at Collective Arts at first, and then it moved to Brunswick, and then we pulled it in-house.
Nice.
And then after that, I think Doc produced Bobcat, which is a West Coast red ale. That was our second beer.
Nice.
And then Fast and Furious came after that. Was Shindig, Helly's Contraption, which is a dry hopped wheat beer. There was a Honey Brown Ale, which both of those two are now defunct. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was most of those are still around then, which is cool.
Yeah. Boxing Brewing, which went away and then came back last year as a seasonal. That was another one that came about as we were opening.
Okay. Beautiful. So it's essentially the ethos of the brewery were always like, when you're saying because of the scale and it was more approachable stuff so that it would be able to sell to more people as opposed to maybe more narrow styles that have a smaller fan base.
Yeah, and then we were doing that. We had like a Renegade series where we'd make a one-off beer every month. That was something a little more interesting. But again, brewing 50 hectoliters of that at a time.
That's not
like you're trying to sell 5,000 liters of that through our retail store because that's not going in the LCBO. Then
right,
it's not really feasible.
So you killed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a small? I remember because I did the back is very impressive, and a few things I definitely want to talk about in there. Because when I came, I think you just got in the like the tour guide didn't know that it was. I guess because I'd seen him before was a pasteurizer.
Yes. So because we're making cider, we have up until now we would package our cider and then we would send it off to get it pasteurized elsewhere. And then have it rewrapped and brought back. But now we have a pasteurizer, so we can pasteurize our own cider, seltzers if we bring the production back onto site for the one seltzer that we're producing. We are low on tank space right now too, so makes things a little tight, especially through the summertime. So yeah, we have pasteurizer now. We can use it just as our can warmer for our beers for now, and then pasteurize what needs to be pasteurized.
Sick. A can warmer for beers?
Yeah, so when the beer comes out of the can filler and gets seamed, you got to bring that can up to ambient temperature so that when it goes into the case, it's not sweating and it doesn't ruin the cardboard in the case.
What do people who don't have a pasteurizer do?
They would just have a can warmer, that's just what we had up until recently.
I've been doing this pod for 10 years and been visiting breweries a long time. I've never heard of no one's ever been, hey, this is our can warmer.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's just like a
little
small
box
contraption, probably about 5 feet long, and the conveyor just passes through it, and the beer cans go through that, and there's warm water that hits it. Not to pasteurization temperatures, but enough to bring the temperature up.
Is it usually a part of a canning machine?
It'd be part of the canning setup. It would be in larger breweries.
Okay, so maybe
like mid-sized breweries, yeah.
Gotcha. So I must have seen it like Great Lakes or something like that. They must have some shit like that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fascinating. I mean, it makes complete sense because obviously they're dripping wet. Not only are they cold, but they just got splashed with water to wash off the beer.
Right.
So the cans are wet. Like I've always seen. Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing it just get put in the can in the cases wet. And I guess you just hope they dry quick. Maybe in the summer it does.
Destroy the cardboard otherwise.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because they'll go through the warmer and then there's usually an air knife that would blow a lot of the water off of it as it passes through the can warmer.
Okay, I'm gonna look out for that next time I see one. Okay, that's sick. So yes, the pasteurizer was more new. So back then, okay, no, I was gonna ask, did you have the smallest capacity you have is 50 hex?
Yes, we can put out like 40 hectoliters through the brew house. Yeah, 40 is about the lowest that we can go. But from an efficiency standpoint, it just doesn't really make too much sense. Yeah, we only have one 50 hectoliter fermenter. The rest of them are 150 hectoliters, and our brew house is 50 hectoliters. So we generally do 3 brews in a day. Jeez. That would fill one of those 150 hect fermenters. And then we also have 4 300 hect fermenters outside, which would be six brews, 6 turns through the brew house to fill those.
Dang. Is that feasible, or is there no way really around that?
For which?
I've never even heard that, like that many. 3 I've heard. 6.
Yeah. I mean, if we had a bigger brew house, we wouldn't have to do that many, but because we have just the 50 hectoliter, the 50 hectoliter,
which is obviously massive for most places. Right. Does it become so laborious that it's like inefficient, or is it something that's deal withable?
No, absolutely not. It's great. And hey, man, there's nothing laborious about making beer. I'm very fortunate that I get to make beer for a living. I have no complaints.
Okay. I was just thinking if there's like a way that's like, if you go do, how many days does it take? I guess 2 days to do 6 times.
Yeah, 2 days. We're looking at potentially doing some high gravity brewing, but then we need to get de-aerated water to do that and dilute the high gravity wort down that we produce. And that's a whole other thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So there's a few different things. I swear I saw from the balcony what I would consider like a pilot system. But that would be so small to be pointless.
Well, yeah, it's just one hectoliter that we make on there, about 1.1 hectoliters. It's one barrel system. So I can generally get about 3 30-liter kegs out of that by the time you're done cropping and carbonating and transferring and whatnot. I mean, that's how we do all the pilot batches so we generally release 4 seasonals a year to the LCBO. And then also in this winter mix pack, there's 2 seasonal beers in that, and then 2 seasonal beers in the summer mix pack as well. So any of the pilot brews, we do it on there first just to try it out. We put it on tap at the bar, see how it goes. Like right now, we've got a gluten-free Yutsu and lime sour on at the bar.
Nice.
We've got a cherry blaster sour. So they're, test it out, see how it goes. Right. So we can do one-offs on that. Originally, our pilot system there was a 20-liter grain father, like they would use for home brewing. Yeah. So we would scale up from the grain father to the 50 hectoliter brew house, which was
a lot.
Oh yeah, tricky. It's a little easier to scale up on the 1 hectoliter system.
Yeah, I can imagine. Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, the grain father's the classic homebrew. Yeah, it'd be cool if maybe you had a 20 hec brew house or something. It's probably not so bad, but when you go on 50, then you got these massive things. I could imagine that being pretty tough.
It's fun. I love figuring that stuff out. It's great.
Yeah, I guess it is. That's the play. That's the play side of it, right? You just messing around.
Yeah,
what's good. Do you have free reign to just come up, like you and the team just come up with stuff? And
I mean, so we just hired another brewer about 2 months ago, which is going to free up a bit more of my time once they are up to speed on the brew house.
Okay.
And then I'll have more time to play around on the pilot system, and hopefully other people will too. So
that's cool, man. Because I feel like that's what keeps, particularly a brand like Cowbell and similar brands of the size where there's like a demand for consistency. Like that's why the size of what you're doing is important. You've got people they're going to drink Absent Landlord, and it better be the same as the last time they drank it type thing. Like you're at that point, and you have been at that point kind of since the beginning. So it's probably extra fun for people who come and visit and be like, oh, this is like a one-off I can only get here. That's not in cans. And like, I think that's like a whole different experience. Coming to a brewery like you guys, that sort of most of the stuff you can get off-site, but to come there and then get something wild that's like you said, what'd you say before? Elderberry milkshake?
Yeah, elderberry milkshake IPA.
That's amazingly ridiculous. I'm here for it. And that's not what I would have expected you to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because most people wouldn't see unless you go there.
Yeah,
I think that's
right.
I think it's really cool for the brand to just keep that kind of fun and playfulness, and then to give you guys a little something, because I imagine then at the scale, everything is just process, and you don't have room for mistakes. Like you can't mess up.
Oh my gosh, no! If you mess up, then and I mean we've had to do it. We've had to dump tanks of beer because if it's not up to our standard, we're not going to release it. So
of course, yeah. Even if you're blending 3 turns into a 150 or whatever, still like you might not be able to blend it enough, and then as soon as you blend it, then you've ruined 2 batches of beer if it doesn't work.
Yeah, especially on the other end, you've got 30 or 300 hectoliters of beer in a fermenter, and if something goes wrong in there's there's no way to save that. So
no, that's
got to make sure everything's done according to our processes.
Of course. And is that the process side? Being you're at a place like Henderson that were also relatively large and had a lot of larger SKUs like Best and all those type of things that also had the same requirements around it as far as consistency. Did that sort of training it at a place like that help you coming to Cowbell where process was also important, if not more so?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just going from, I kind of dabbled in home brewing prior to Henderson, but to go from that to Henderson and then to Cowbell was certainly a learning curve.
Yeah, I bet.
But one that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I can see that being super sick. Yeah, because did you even at Henderson did you get to play around with smaller batch stuff as well? Because I'm just thinking like the difference between process and doing the big stuff, which is important and like it's a science and it's like I'm sure it really gets that scratches that itch on that real left brain side. But beer is art and science, so you do want to be playing around and just coming up with stuff, throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. Did you get to do that there as well?
It was mostly doing that on the 20 hectoliter system there. There wasn't
like a small
when I started, I was doing most of the cellaring, the filtration, the brewing. So some of the days were like 2:30 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. So Jesus. There wasn't a lot of time to play around. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the playing around happened on the big system.
Right. And did that work? I mean, was there any was it good bad with that?
It was mostly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly good. I mean, Mark Benzikin, who is one of the owners, so they're Steve Himmel, Aiden Wiener, Mark Benzikin. He's been in the brewing industry forever, so he's had a pretty good handle on recipe development and showed me a lot while I was there. So
that's sick. Okay.
Yeah.
So like you've been able to, I guess all of that to say, I was just curious the volume of just being able to play around at both of the because it's almost rare that someone had been at sort of two breweries, two main sort of industry positions of that size of both of them. So it was more like, oh, I wonder if I always wondered. I never done any, I've done home brewing as well, but I speak to cats like yourself all the time. So I'm always, I hear about a lot of like people would do their first job was at somewhere like Mill Street, or in Quebec it was always in like Trois Brasseurs or something like
right,
that.
Right, yeah.
Or Saint Ambroise, where like you had to, where it was like process, and they're like, that's how I learned to really get my shit nailed. And then when they got their own place, it was like, smaller batch, and then they could just fuck around. Whereas like if you went from two of the larger places, I was where do you get to see what works and to test things as opposed to just kind of following protocol all the time? Because I can imagine if that's all you did, it might be a little
monotonous. Yeah, the pilot system at Cowbell really lets me do that.
That's great.
It gives me that creative outlet, and coming up, I design all the recipes, so coming up with all the recipes, it's a good creative outlet for me for sure.
How many of those do you do, say, per month?
It really, once the summer season starts to wind down, I get to spend more time on it. So I did 2 last week. I'm going to do another one next week. I'm going to do one the following week. So it can be anywhere from 3 to 4 a month through the slower season. And then, we're playing around because we're doing ciders too. So starting to play around with some different ciders.
Cool.
Yeah.
Never really considered that you could do fun ciders on a small system.
Yeah,
why couldn't you?
Yeah, well, generally when we do the ciders, we'll play around more with like other fruits and different flavors, and we'll just take the cider that we're producing through our brew house and redirect it into we have a 10 hectoliter bright tank. Okay. So we can redirect it into there onto other fruit or onto flavors or whatever we're doing.
Cool.
Yeah, but we'll do a lot of benchtop trials too when it comes to cider. So we'll take our original cider and, we'll mix it with different fruit juices. And
see,
like we have an Ontario mixed berry cider that's going to be coming out as a seasonal next year.
Okay.
So we did a lot of desktop trials for that.
I haven't heard that term before. That makes complete sense. That's fun. Speaking of that, I know you're still going there, but do you want to jump into?
Let's do it.
The next one.
I have a bucket here, so I'm just gonna dump this one out and explore the other one.
We were talking about that off air. I think the bucket is absolute genius. I was doing basic and just having multiple glasses, but
I'm gonna drink the bucket after too, though.
Is that the episode name? Drink the bucket.
That's right. I don't know. What do you want to do next?
Well, we have the world is our oyster at this point. So, what's a logical move from here?
So let's keep it light, but let's go more flavor. Not that didn't have flavor, but maybe let's go to Donny Brook. You have a Donny Brook there?
I think I do, yes.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. First pick. Boom. This little guy right here. So, Easy IPA. First time I've heard of that term. So, I imagine that means either like session IPA?
Yeah, it's like session IPA.
Yeah. Here for it. Love it. Tell us about this one. I imagine, is this my guess? I don't know why this is given. I think it's the green. It's given like Westie/American pale ale.
So it is a little more, I would say a little more towards the juicy side.
Oh, yeah. I misread that.
Yeah. So
you're right.
Yes, it is hazy.
Of course, you're right.
So this one got, flaked oats, flaked wheat, your typical stuff in a hazy IPA. We used Citra hops, HPC 1019, which is called Dulcita now.
I just learned that the other day. Yes.
Yeah, and a bit of Ella in the dry hop.
Straya, nice. And
that's right.
What do you think of Dulcita, the 1019?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's got a lot of stone fruit character to it, and I love stone fruit. So how about yourself?
Yeah, I mostly like it. I think it depends on maybe I'm thinking, hang on, wait, Crush is not, 1019 is different than Crush. I think
HBC 586 is Crush.
586 was Crush. Thank you. That's why I'm getting confused. I feel like I don't love Crush. I think Crush is a fantastic blended hop, not a single hop. I think 1019 is pretty sweet, particularly because it's kind of almost like the new Sabro. Like it's got that bit, but like less coconutty.
Yeah.
A little bit less offensive, and it works really well in like a blend of stuff as well, I think.
And you've really got that down to a science, eh? Taking that picture.
That is beer number. Let me tell you, that is review number 10,030. So
wow, that is impressive.
Done it a few times. Well, I don't know if it's impressive, dumb. I don't know. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Nice. I feel like I can definitely smell the. Now you said 1019.
Yeah,
it's like a
stone fruit in there.
Yeah, it's a stone fruit and like a. Maybe it's in my head. Do you get the coconut, or is it just because I know it's kind of a part of it?
I don't get it, but a lot of people get coconut on things that I do not get coconut on. So everyone's palate's different. Everyone's senses are different.
Yep. No, that's a fair point. Now this one, how okay, this is fresh as only like last month. Is this a new SKU? Or is this?
It is, yeah.
It's new. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it just launched beginning of this month, I think.
Okay, as a part of the mix pack primarily.
No, this one's not in the mix pack.
Oh, it's not.
We have a bunch. Single SKU. Yes.
Gotcha. And I'm gonna have to ask you again for a sec for those hops. But it's 4.3. It's definitely on that juicy side. What was the inspiration for? Was this a small batch test and that got ramped up?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was something we had on at the bar, and it's extremely popular at the tail end of the summer. So,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go on, please. No, I was jumping in. So you did the small version, chucked it on the bar at the end of the summer. People are like, hey, this is fire. And you're like, all right, let's ramp him up.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I find it, I don't know, to me, it's got decent body for a session IPA. Like you said, super fruity on the nose. I can put these back pretty easily.
Yeah, this definitely goes down super smooth. So it's got Citra, Dulcita, and
Ella.
Ella, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely like I feel like one of the things that you guys, what's the highest sort of ABV you guys typically would do? Because I feel like a lot of the stuff you're doing is between like 4 and 6, which is that like crusher range.
Yep, we do have the West Coast IPA that we have here in the mix pack, 6.8%.
6.8, okay.
And then you and I are going to end with a 9.5% Imperial Stout tonight. So.
Oh hell yes!
Yeah,
I completely lied about that. So is it fair to say then that the majority of the SKUs are in that sort of like?
Oh, absolutely,
range?
yeah.
Okay, and there's a few outliers that are like punchy. I didn't actually check the ABV of that. That's awesome. I'm excited for that.
We don't do those too often. Like we had Double Exposure, which was our double IPA over the last year or so. It was 8%, but that's about as high as we generally go.
Okay, and is that any? I mean, did that sort of just come along with kind of the original ethos of the business that at scale, more people at scale tend to go in those low ABV kind of ranges?
Yeah, we've just found that it kind of works for us, and part of being a destination brewery where we're at too, we want to have a lot of low ABV options, and now we actually have a non-alc option too. So,
okay. Oh, what's a non-alc?
Non-alc is called Pretty Near.
Okay.
We can send you some of that too if you want to try that.
Oh, I love non-alc stuff. Me and the missus rock them. The nights we don't drink, non-alc are. I know they're great, and I got another mate who, when he starts to get lit, he likes to trick himself and then have a little break, have the non-alc, because everything about it looks, smells, tastes like beer, particularly when you're 4 or 5 deep or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You're pouring it into the glass, it all feels the same, and then you just get to kind of give yourself a pause as opposed to having water and then keep it going. I always thought that was hilarious. So I'm a big fan. What style did you do?
It is just an easy drinking lager.
Hell yeah. Beautiful, dude. Love it. Is that one pretty popular?
It is picking up steam, especially at the brewery.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And at the bar too. Like I said, like a lot of people are driving there, so
of course,
having the non-alcoholic option is very helpful.
Yeah, they're I don't know why. I used to hate them a few years ago. Now I'm like, I love it. It's become just like a real nice part. And there's so many interesting ones on the market, and I love it. Like there's one companies that just that's their whole thing, and then I love when breweries at least have their own offering though, that's in their own style, which is like, if you love a beer from a brewery, and you have the non-alc from them, it kind of tastes like very similar to the other beers, so it kind of feels like you're still drinking their shit, the alcoholic stuff. It's I love them. How do you feel about non-alc?
I mean, I don't drink them a lot personally. No. I will say I'm in the middle of a sober month right now, so thank you for scheduling this. We're not in the middle. Oh my God, it's the 27th. Okay, I'm almost done my sober
month.
There.
This doesn't count. What if you
don't count? I'll just tack another. I'll borrow a day from December.
There you go.
Yes, to make that work.
December 1st. Yeah. Just take that off. Boom, back at it.
Good to go.
How does that go as a brewer when you have to taste stuff every day? Or is that not?
Oh, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Just little sips.
Little sips and count. Okay. I respect that.
Yeah, I still have to taste the product, but I mean it.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're only.
It's a tiny bit.
Okay, it's good.
That's good. Let's keep it going. Interesting. Okay, so you're not a big fan on non-alc so much. I get it.
I'm not. Yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah, I totally get it. I felt like they were an acquired taste for sure. Every other one I'd had I think I got into them maybe 2020, late 2020. Anything prior to that, I would try it and drain it. But now,
it's not. I don't know. It's more. I don't want to speak negatively about it because it's a product that we sell.
Well, you're just
talking
about
great. If I'm going to drink beer, I'm just probably going to drink beer.
I completely understand. There's like, during COVID, it was like too crazy. Even before COVID, I was reckless. I don't know if reckless is the word, but I just basically drink every day until I felt like, I think I might be getting a cold or something. And then you'd be sick for a week and a half and then back at it again. And I just kept doing that. I just didn't have anything. And then during COVID, I was like, no, I need a routine because this is not working. So I started just having specific days of the week off. So right now I'm on like Monday, Tuesday off, and then Wednesday I do like big beer. So that's the only way I can get through the cellar stouts and stuff like that. So I have everything's over 10% that night. and then you have like one, maybe two type of thing, and then the rest of the weekend is like normal. And I just find those 2 days, a Monday, Tuesday, it's like, not that it's like a hankering for it, but I don't know. It's just like, not just with dinner. Don't like sip on it afterwards. Just like with dinner. Sometimes it's like hop water. I love hop waters as well. But
yeah,
like, what do you guys do one?
No, we don't. No.
Have you thought about it?
We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it. It's just never really come about.
Yeah,
it might happen.
Could be a good one. I just feel like they're. I'm seeing them more and more. At first, I felt like they were few and far between, just a couple folks, and then now I feel like I'm seeing more and more, and yeah, they're kind of fun.
And there's a lot of new hop products that make it easier to make those hop waters. So
right,
yes, that is probably something we'll explore at some point.
Hell yeah! Would it
even just to have in kegs at the brewery, right? Just to serve it again, to have another non-alcoholic option.
Totally, it's I wonder if I was about to say, I wonder if like the folks that would, like you were talking, the folks who want the easy drinking, sort of, maybe they wouldn't consider themselves like heavy beer nerds as such. Like, is there an awareness of what hop water is? I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's relatively new. It's not like, I don't know, since COVID-ish, maybe?
I've never once had someone from the bar, because people, the bartenders and servers will let us know, like, hey, someone's asking if we have this or if we've ever thought about doing that. I've never had anybody ask about hop water, funny enough.
Huh, interesting. So that means it hasn't permeated the sort of more general culture.
Mainstream, yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. I don't think you can buy it at the LCBO from what I've ever seen.
No, generally just at breweries or at restaurants, yeah.
The only one I saw, Lagunitas in the States does one. Last time I was there, I grabbed some. It was pretty sick, but they had that at stores, obviously. But that's a bought out brewery that has massive distribution. But that was the only one. There wasn't like there was like 12 different hop waters from different places. It was just them. So I thought that was interesting that even there, that's the only one that you're not getting direct from the source. I wonder why, because they're so fire. But maybe it's arguably, now I'm sort of thinking about it, like if you don't know much about hops, you think hop water, I don't want that shit. Like,
probably think it's bitter, maybe, if you don't know. Yeah.
100% when there's nothing to it. It's just like slightly flavored sparkling water.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of tastes like hop juice. And you're right, it's probably way better to have the flowables or whatever for that, so there's no loss, even though it's just water.
Yeah,
but just makes it simple, probably cheaper. You probably do so much more volume just with one little bottle of the stuff.
Oh yeah, just toss it in a bright tank and put some water in there and carbonate it, and away you go.
I think you need some citric acid. That's the only other thing. Or does that's it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about that non-alc stuff. Yeah, sick. I hadn't really explored that before, as far as like the depth that hop water had gone in the community outside of individual breweries. But I feel like if a brewery like you guys do it, it really could put people on, particularly in that sort of community, just because there's do you have like do you know what's the demo that would be because I think there's probably the local demo and then the tourist demo.
Man, it is all over the place.
Everything, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's literally everyone from 19 to 80.
100%. Like during the weekdays, we might have more mature clientele coming through, and then it's all over the place.
That's what I saw. I saw everybody. I saw like kids there, parents, older folks, everybody in between.
When were you there? Was it a Friday afternoon?
I think it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why you
would have been ramping up if it's in the summertime.
Yeah. It was busy. It was pretty busy. So we managed to get a seat on the patio on the side there, which was great because it was a nice day. It was like must have been maybe it was September, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it was September when you were there.
Maybe it was. I have to check. Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a really nice day, and we wanted to. Oh, it probably was September because you're in your head, you're expecting the weather to start to turn, and it was nice. So it's like when it's nice, you're like, get me on the patio now because I know it ain't gonna last long.
Yeah.
But I did definitely notice the variety, of ages, ethnicities, genders, everything there. So that further cements probably you'd be able to turn people onto new types of products where like a kid can drink hop water. Obviously, it's literally zero. It's not 0.5 or 0.05.
Yeah.
It's like
No, it's zero. Yeah.
it's 0.0. There's no. It's just hops. Hops are not alcoholic. So it's kind of cool to have something like that could put a kid on to, well, put everybody on, because the kids can drink it, the parents can drink it, everyone can kind of get into it. And there's not that many people doing it at scale, at least anyway. I know Wellington were the first one that I saw, and they sort of really hanging their hat on it, different hops and all that. But
yeah, I think theirs are the ones that I've had the most.
Same
Yeah.
from here. I honestly can't, off the top of my head, nothing's even jumping to mind anywhere else. I know there definitely is, but it could have just been maybe someone tried it one time as opposed to a regular thing.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, I would like to see it around. It would be cool to be able to go to more bars and LCBOs and just pick up a 6 of that, because that is something I definitely don't want just like one or two of. Like, you want a bunch of those.
Yeah, super refreshing.
Yeah, they're so good. How the fuck did we get onto all that?
We started talking about non-elks, and then just kind of led into
that.
the hop waters. Yeah.
Well, the Donny Brook this is a banger. So this one now I think maybe we're talking about moving up as well from something that had gone from the bar, from the one barrel system up into this. So now, because of that pop, I think it's really cool, man, to see that one that you just tried some, like, yeah, let's just do a little thing, and then ramped it up. So this one it's got in distro now as well, because it was popular.
It is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's it been going?
Good so far. I mean, we
pretty
don't have
fresh.
much data on it so far, but about a month's worth of sales, and it's doing well.
Good.
I think it should take off.
Hell yeah. So then, even just that process, what does that look like as far as, this exact situation, you do one on the small system, people respond really well, you're like, beautiful, let's pump out a big batch of it. Then it goes from there. Then sort of like, how does it sort of work its way into, is it literally just numbers? It's just sales, where it's like, if it's selling really well and LCBO is asking for it and licensees are asking for it, then maybe it becomes year round, or is there any sort of like general pathway that a SKU would take?
We generally go through the LCBO first.
Okay.
As a testing ground. So we would submit it, aside from the small batches and at the brewery. And then if we think we got something, we'll pitch it to the LCBO, and hopefully they will take it, or allow us to swap for one of our other SKUs that maybe isn't doing as well. And then we get it in there. And then from there, then we would start putting it out there in kegs to licensees and beer store and grocery. We have all these new outlets now to sell our products, which has been great and interesting. Big learning curve, but it's neat. It's getting our stuff in front of people that might not have ever seen it before. So many different avenues that we can get the beer in front of the customer now.
Okay, the other selling, what do you call them, outlets? So convenience, grocery, all of that. How has that been for you guys? So have you guys really leaned into that heavily?
Yeah, it's going pretty well for us. Gas stations, convenience, grocery's been great. Yes, we have a mixed pack that's going to be hitting Costco probably towards mid to end December.
Nice.
Which we're very excited about. It's called Day Beers, and it's got Hazy Days and Cerveza and Shindig in it. So 355s.
Nice.
So like I said, very excited for that. Costco's a great partner too, so we're looking forward to working with them. But yeah, it's been going great.
That's great, man. I love the Costco thing is cool. Like I'm hearing about it more and more, that since that's opened up, they're really like, obviously they're an American company, but an international too. But locally, they're not trying to go bring in and import American stuff. Like they're working with local producers, intentionally. And tell me if this is the same for you. Someone else told me, and it's escaping me who it was. Bench, I think. They only are doing it in I think 5 stores around where they are, and that made a lot of sense because it keeps it hyper local. And there's probably demand for that product in those stores. Where if you went to Ottawa or something, it would be like, I mean, I'm sure they would know you, but maybe there's less demand. Have they done a similar thing with you guys where they?
So I can't confirm that. I'm not too aware of which stores it's going to be going to. Just mainly because it hasn't launched there yet.
It's coming. I'm sorry.
It's coming.
You
yes,
did say. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sorry. So it is coming, but I do like. I like that they're a little demanding too. That they want their own unique pack for their store. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's great because it makes it like it's an extra reason, I guess, because it means people want that specific pack. They got to go there, and it'll also drive. The idea is like whether sales and other channels, but also preferably traffic into you guys directly, which is sick.
Yeah,
it's so smart. When does it launch in Costco? Do you know?
So we are building the packs next week and the following week, and I'm pretty sure it's going to launch the week after that. So around mid-December, like December 15th to 20th, sort of that range. Okay, just before Christmas.
Okay, perfect. So let me check when this episode is coming out. December 17th. So it'll be around that time.
Go to Costco and see if it's there.
Beautiful. Go grab that. So it's got Shindig, Hazy Days, and what was the other one? Sorry, Cerveza. Oh hell yeah, perfect. Yeah. Which is money, and they're $3.55. So what was the reason for the $3.55? That was the other thing.
Just again with the unique packs. I personally like $3.55s.
I love them. I'm with you.
Especially the theme of the pack is day beers. It's just kind of, I don't know, if I'm sitting there just crushing beers out of a can, it doesn't get as warm because there's less beer in the can. You get to the fresh cold one faster.
I couldn't agree more. I just kind of feel like it's like if I could get every beer in $3.55, I'd be with that.
Yeah,
like it's nice. I like Tall Boys. They're cool, but I don't know.
I like it all.
Yeah, that's true. I do like it all. Sometimes I do like a good 750, 15% stout too, eh? So,
yeah. Absolutely.
You're excited for that one, eh?
Yeah. Do we want to try another beer here soon?
Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Perfect timing, actually.
Okay.
I love it. What are we thinking, Big Doug?
Let's see here. Why don't we do you want to do the West Coast IPA? From the Winter Mix Pack?
I would love to. I'm a huge fan.
It's the blue can.
There she is. Let's go. Are you a Westie fan?
I am.
Love it. Come on now. I'm massive. I feel like it's like I imagine I got into beer seriously around 2011. So you were before me in the 2000s. I was drinking it, but not like as consciously. Westie's obviously if you think IPA, that's what an IPA was. American / West Coast didn't matter, same shit. Tongue ripping, fucking bitter as hell. Loved it. As soon as Haze came in, forget about it. Don't talk to me about it. Don't want it. Then in the last maybe 3 to 5 years, it's just like, give me. I don't have a drinking session without a Westie in it.
Oh, without a Westie in it.
Without a Westie, so I'm a big Haze boy, and I find that they don't get their props, man. Like I feel like there's not that many year-round Westies here, and a lot of breweries are doing a lot of series, which I think is fantastic. But I think there's think about the new generation of drinkers, right? Like if you got into beer 2018 and later, you think an IPA is yellow, milky, and you can't read a book through it. You don't know what the fuck this is. You have no idea. You think a brewery in Montreal told me that they had people coming in and they're like, why can I see through this sour? Because they thought a sour was a smoothie. That was the only thing that a sour was. There might be people who've had stouts that are only 10% plus pastry stouts, and they don't know what a 5% oatmeal stout is. Like, there's this whole world of new drinkers that just don't know this stuff, and I find that Westies kind of have gotten lost, and they're having a bit of a comeback right now, I think.
Though, I feel like people have been saying they're having a comeback for a few years. There was a couple years ago, I thought they were coming back big, and then it just sort of fizzled out. I wish they would. I really wish they would.
When I say coming back, I guess I mean
I hope you're right.
Not well. I agree with you that like coming back big. I definitely agree that they have not done that. I hope so. There are a handful of breweries who have a year-round Westy skew, and that's amazing. And then there's also, I don't know, a bunch of breweries here that have one-offs. Some breweries even have Westy series I'm talking Ontario.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it. And they kind of just like here and there, but you got like breweries, there's breweries in Quebec, there's breweries in Maine, whatever, that like that's all they do essentially. So I don't know what it is, why it hasn't sort of transitioned. Not, I was about to say transition back. It's not going to transition back, but it's I don't know. I think maybe haze is so predominant that like it's such an acquired taste, and it was an acquired taste for me 15 years ago, and I'm sure it probably was for you 20 years ago. But like, I don't know. I wonder if what do you think? Because you're in the brewery, what's the feedback on a beer like this?
I don't know. You're on Untappd more than I am, so you probably know more about the feedback.
Well, I think if you love Westies, you love Westies.
Yeah.
And then some people start to get particular. I've had I like them all. When I say them all, American IPAs, West Coast IPAs, the old school ones where they're a bit more amber and bitter, the new school ones where they use New Zealand hops and they're a bit almost like a Pilsner. Love them all. I've got no particular favorite. There's a mood, you have like just more like say like a higher lie, which is more of the amber one from Scar City, or you like the Bell's Two Hearted, which is a bit lighter. They all have their place for me personally. So like, I find that there's the two camps. I almost find that you don't really go, yeah, Westies are okay. You kind of like either love them or you're not really into them and don't participate for the most part. Have you seen that? I just feel like they love them or hate them type of style, and
yeah, it really is.
It makes sense though, doesn't it? Like
with
the flavor, it's kind of weird.
Bitterness. People are sensitive to bitterness, so.
And it's like, why would you? On paper, it sounds disgusting. Like, why the fuck would you want to?
But it's just so good.
It's the best, dude. It's the best. Beautiful sweet malt with this great little bitter punch that, like, I haven't even sipped this yet. Just the nose on this can is glorious. What does he say? 6.8, right?
Yeah, 6.8%.
Love that. So it's like
55 IBU, so it's not too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Still approachable.
That is money. So this is exactly that. Very approachable business. It's pronounced. It's there. This is almost. What are the hops in this?
It's Centennial predominantly, and then some Cascade, a bit of Citra.
Okay, so mostly Centennial, Cascade, Citra. Like it's mostly old school style. Little cloud. Is it dry hopped?
It is. Oh yeah, it's dry hopped.
That will probably explain the cloudiness.
Yeah,
which is it's so crisp. This is money. Like this is probably the closest thing to like, and I mean this in a great way, like a gateway Westie. I feel like the gateway always gets sort of like maybe a not a great rep.
No, I'll take it, man.
I think gateway beers are more important than anything because that's bringing new people into beer.
Yeah,
and then bringing other people who might have got into beer that aren't beer nerds that we were talking about before into different styles, which opens up their world because you can't just smack them with a fucking 100 IBU thing and they're just like, what's going on? It's like intense is 8.5% or something, and they're just like, what's happening? Like you gotta. Maybe some people will like that, but I think most people probably wouldn't. And this is like a nice soft introduction. It's super. This is smooth. The head is beautiful. It's like pillowy. The malt body is fantastic. It's sitting really nice. 6.8 is a great. I think between 6 and 7%. This is the money zone for all IPAs personally for me. So this is perfect. I think Westie specific. Once they start to get over 7 and into the double 8% range, the malty sweetness really ramps up, which is totally fine. Like Pliny is perfect or whatever, but it's not like it's. I would prefer this. I think it's like a little nicer. It's a little more like less aggressive and a little more chill and like sort of. It's like a nice break if you're having multiple haze, which I typically would. This is the in between to just palate refresh.
Yeah, I feel like I could drink a few of these
easily. Was that the intention when you designed this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to make a beer that I would drink a couple of, or
that's
3 or 4 of.
Did so this one start as well on the one barrel?
Yep, absolutely. It was designed with this winter pack in mind. Like that was the idea. So we already knew that we were pitching this to go into the winter pack.
Okay.
But then it went over very well at the bar.
So people are like, is it a single SKU as well now because of that?
No, it is not.
Just the winter pack. Oh,
just the winter pack for now. But we will from time to time, if something gets great feedback, we'll pull it out of the mix pack and then make it a single the next year or the year after as a seasonal.
I love that. It reminds me of, and you probably relate to this, like back in the day, the Mill Street mix packs, where they always had like 4 standard ones, and then they have 2 new ones. I buy them every time, like 2010, 2011 type shit.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like always pretty cool because it was fun. It was fun to do it. And even if you like, cool, get to drink these other ones, which I would have probably got anyway, and then I get 2 fun ones. And then if it's popular enough, it can make its way out, and then you can buy that by itself, which is, I think it's a really fun way to do it because of the winter mix pack, by the way. So Hazy Days, Absent Landlord, Shindig are the ones that have, and then Cerveza a year. Oh, this is done the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've done the Westie and the chocolate raspberry pudding cake stout.
Yeah.
Is that what we're having later?
We can.
Fuck, we're not scared. Jeremy's not scared.
I'll drink them all.
Yeah, well, all of them. Oh, I think I got 14 different SKUs right here right now. Let's fucking go. I like that. Was that intentional that you're aware of? To do that sort of same sort of well, I know I'm not saying it's copying because they don't do that anymore, but like it's almost like a nostalgic throwback to that and a nod to that because that was like something that I know a lot of us B&Os were purchasing in the early days.
Yeah, we just found it works. So
right,
it works well for us
to have familiarity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People already know like Hazy Days is our best selling beer.
Really?
Okay, well, it's got by far.
No shit.
Oh yeah. Like leaps and bounds ahead of the other ones.
No way. I don't know why. I guess I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and then I mean the other ones sell well too. Mm-hmm. It's not to disparage the other ones, but no, just you put something like that in there, and you can see it's front and center on the pack, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Bit of familiarity there, and then people obviously recognize Absent, and there's a couple new things, so
that's
it just
cool.
Seems to work.
Interesting.
You're getting some old reliables in there, so you can't go wrong with those, and then hopefully you like the new ones too.
Okay, so it's just like a cool format that just happened to be similar to all of that. Did you know what I'm talking about, right? Those old packs that
you
used to crush them, I imagine, back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, it's cool, man. I feel like that's like such a like nostalgia is pretty big in general. Music, film, clothing, beer. Like it's kind of everywhere. I find. I think that's a really cool thing to have. It's a great way to present new products as well. The Hazy IPA, I don't know. I guess I hadn't really thought about it. I don't know why I'm surprised. Maybe because of like, and this is across all the distribution channels, right? Like as far as like licensees, LCBO, beer store, grocery, right? Everything is counted, and in on premise as well. The Hazy Days is the one.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Are you surprised by that, or that was like that makes sense to you?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just just kind of hit at the right time, and it's 6%. It's not, you don't get that hot burn when you drink Hazy Days. It's not gonna kill you. I don't know. I feel like I can put 5 or 6 of those back pretty easily. So,
right.
Seems like other people do too.
Clearly. If that's because of the volume that you guys are doing, that's what would be the top 3 then to round out the top 3? Would you say?
The top 3 of our beers, seasonally dependent, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But Hazy Days, and then Absence, Shindig, and Cerveza are all up there. So the four that are in
the 3 of them too. Okay, that makes complete sense. Yeah, interesting. I guess I hadn't really thought about it from like because you got such a big distro presence, so like that's across channels, and obviously like you're saying, seasonally dependent, but like that's interesting data. Did you? Is it the same in house as well? So it's like people on premise are still getting that over everything else, even though it's so
No,
big.
the lower ABV stuff at the brewery,
Is
at the
popular.
bar anyway, is the most popular. Yeah.
Okay, so the bar at the back there,
Yeah.
versus the tables. Okay.
Yeah, like so Smooth Sailing, which is one of our light lagers.
Okay. That
It
one kills
does
it.
really well at the bar. Yeah. It's
I think
4%.
4%. That's probably what I would have guessed. If I had to guess, I might have probably said Shindig. Or, well, yeah, no, Shindig would have been my guess, actually. Just because I feel like Ontario beer drinkers, if it was broadly speaking, like not beer nerds, like beer drinkers across the board, I would have guessed they'd be probably more lager people than hazy IPA people. That's actually a really cool stat, though. I feel like it really speaks to the palate of, because it's not like small volume. That's why it's more interesting to me. Like if it's for one brewery, I think that's interesting. But from across all those sales platforms at the volume, that sort of suggest. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense because the biggest selling beer at LCBO is the Juicy Ass or whatever.
Oh, by far.
Is it by far? Eh?
Oh,
I haven't never seen the numbers there.
It's a monster. It's a juggernaut.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe that stat makes more, looking at that than looking at Hazy Days Dawn makes more sense.
Yeah.
From that side. Is it the same at the beer store? Like, are you aware of that at all?
You know what? I'm not as aware of the goings on at the beer store as I probably should be. Yeah.
Well, I respect that. It's I guess they traditionally weren't craft people. It's kind of relatively newer thing from what I understand. I worked there like 20 years ago.
Did you?
The first time. And Scarborough, it was hood, man. And I didn't know nothing about craft beer. It was like, they would like, dudes after the shift, I thought they were going to like beat me up or something, like follow me. And these two guys, so I was young, and they like walked me down this corridor, and then they just had like tall boys there, cold, cracked, ready to drink.
Yeah.
And I was like, boys, let's go. But they had like a case, like, oops, and dropped it, and then just whatever was left, they pulled it out. Like, no, it was bottles. This was 2004.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a different vibe. I was like, oh, total different thing. So to me, because I worked there, it was like the empty recycling place and macro. I was there when they did. They put the price up on Old English. So all the what do you call it? Malt liquor. People lost their mind. They brought in dollars. It was like Treehouse. They brought in dollies to get cases, and they put it up like $1. It wasn't much, 50 cents, something like that. And people were losing their mind. So I always associate beer store with that. So it's always like it doesn't always compute with me because of that they do support craft now, because I know it was kind of like a slow burn.
You ever play a game of Edward 40 Hands where you duct tape no.
I've heard of it though, because I'm from Australia. We did not have that. We did not have 40s there. We did have large bottles, I guess, but no one played that game.
Not like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play it?
It's not good. It's not good. No.
Because what if you're halfway through and you gotta go?
You just piss yourself. I don't know. You gotta drink it faster.
Well, that's what you do. Like, fuck, okay. And then you have to get someone. What if they won't take it off you? I guess you gotta figure out how to get it off.
No, you can't.
Duct tape it? They're just pulling off all your hand hair and stuff.
Suck it up, man.
All right. Oh, Jeremy, you're a hot ass. Okay, I respect it. Okay. I'm being soft right now. It's unacceptable.
Next time you're out here.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
But with Hazy Days.
Yes.
Can you make 40s of that?
I'll see what I can do.
If anyone can do it, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's pretty sick to see that's where everything's going. Do you think that's sort of like where do you see the market going in this then, as far as like on the because I think there's two different conversations. There's like the small brewery scale, and then there's like the larger distribution scale. Like when I say small brewery, like selling out of the door scale,
right,
only. Yeah. And then there's the breweries that do a lot of distribution. And it's because it's speaking to a wider palette. That's all. I'm curious, because I would say a lot of the time, I'd say probably more often than not, because there's less of you guys that are larger than are smaller that we would talk to. A lot of the time it would really be speaking more to the consumer of that particular brewery. And sometimes if it's like a whatever, if that brewery is a haze brewery, for example, then it's speaking to the palate of these beer nerds who are into that specific thing. Whereas if you're a distribution focused brewery, then that is speaking to a wider palette. Not only are the, like, obviously including the people that come in, but also now because you're fucking hell, we're only 3 beers in, because you're a destination brewery, it's there's a different kind of clientele because you've got a mix of a small town, but plus a lot of tourists, and then you've got a massive presence across the province with distro. So I want, like, do you see that changing at all moving into the next couple of years, as far as, or is it so steady that it's like not even a?
It just always seems to be IPAs and lagers are king.
What everyone wants. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then everything else just kind of falls in place behind it, and it's sort of jockeys for position. Sours had their day, and they've kind of slowed down a bit.
Huh. Okay.
At least, I would say on the mainstream for us anyway. Put something into the LCBO. A sour before would be just gangbusters, but just doesn't seem to have the same momentum as it would have before.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Just people's palates changing, or maybe there's more options such as RTDs that are available that sort of, scratch that itch. So I think that might be the case.
Yeah.
A lot of the shelf space has been taken up too by more RTDs and more cocktails now as well. Like, you used to walk into the LCBO and there'd be 4 or 5 aisles of craft beer or beer in general. And then now you go in there and, you're lucky if there's 2.
Right.
So I know they have the cooler section, but
the cooler section. Yeah. But in the actual, most of them, I don't really go into often, but most of the ones that I do go into seem to have that cooler section. And
even the cooler section, like a large part of it now is RTDs and seltzers.
I didn't even notice. I'll have to look next time, because I guess I don't even. I'm just like beelining. As when I go to the. Usually it's like the back wall is all craft, so I just start the left and just walk
craft,
across.
And then it's like macro, RTD seltzers. Ciders now too. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's kind of eating the lunch a little bit. Is that why you guys are into the RTD and cider game? Like,
I mean, why?
Not why, but like,
why wouldn't you get into it if it's another avenue for, we're a beverage alcohol producer, and if we can make money doing that and make beverages that we enjoy, why wouldn't we?
I mean, it makes sense. Is it something that you've ever been interested in, or was it more like a challenge that was presented? You're like, hell yeah, let's go.
Challenge that was presented. Cider was definitely something that I was interested in.
Okay.
We're the 3rd largest cider producer in Ontario now, and that started with me fermenting cider that I bought at the grocery store in a tiny little fermenter.
No way.
And it's grown into what it is now.
The 3rd biggest?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's amazing. Crazy. And like, I just never would have. Tell me more. Say more on that. That's blowing my mind. That's so cool that a brewery, well, obviously you do both, but primarily a brewery is beating out everybody else. Who are the top 2 then? Who are 2 above you?
Reinhardt's and Thornberry, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that would make sense.
I'm sorry if that's not the case. If anybody's watching this that would be offended by that, but
no, it's okay. People can search their own stuff. It's okay. That makes sense. So Thornberry do beer as well, but I guess they've now differentiated the brands.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? Sorry,
Reinhardt's.
Haven't heard of them. Okay.
So they have strong cider, and they sell a lot of cider.
Okay.
So, and again, I'm talking local producers, right?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about Record League or Strongbow, any of that shit.
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's impressive as fuck, bro.
We're pretty happy with it. It's been fun too. Like you have some there. We've got peach cider and black cherry is really taken off for us. That was a seasonal, but now it's a general listing.
Okay.
because it did really well. I mentioned earlier we got the Ontario mixed berry cider, so and all of our apple cider we get locally, so we get it from Martin's, which is a apple farm in Kitchener.
Okay.
So just outside of Kitchener, I should say. And then the fruit juices that are going to the Ontario mixed berry cider are all locally sourced too. So
it's never like natural flavors or whatever. It's actually
no, there are natural flavors like in the peach cider. There's natural flavor.
Is that just to boost it up a bit alongside
Yeah,
the real
and
fruit?
the black cherry cider. So we use black cherry. There's black cherry concentrate in it, but then there's black cherry flavor as well.
Is it just kind of like kick it up a notch?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. That's because you still got the real fruit though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
As opposed to only the natural flavors, because
Right.
it's like I don't know, just nice to know there's real fruit now.
Yeah.
That's just cool. Like even the lime, like the Cerveza, I had no idea. Like you smell it, but it was so subtle that it makes complete sense that it was lime zest on that one. Okay. Third biggest. Sorry, man, you really blew my mind with that one. When did the cider production start?
I think, God, I couldn't tell you the exact date, but
Early on?
Probably around 2020 is when I started doing the small batch stuff.
Okay.
So I was kind of playing around with different yeasts and trying to figure out which direction we wanted to go, and then it just kind of took off. We submitted samples to the LCBO for the rosé cider that we have, which is actually so we use hibiscus to get the color in it.
Sick.
And then that was our first one, and then original cider came along, and then peach cider really blew up for us. So
right. Where do you get the base from? Do you use the apple? Do you grow apples on the?
No, so Martin's is the apple farm that's near us.
Oh, I'm sorry, you just.
No, that's okay. So then we get so we have totes that we clean, sanitize, and send it off to them, and then fill it up and bring it back to the brewery, and we actually run it through the brew house, through the brew kettle. So we heat it up, a little bit of.
They give you liquid. The liquid in those plastic totes. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just like very, cider, like really dark and lots of solids in it. And so we do a gentle pasteurization in the kettle, in the brew house, and then we transfer into the whirlpool just to help settle out a lot of those solids.
Okay.
Which
it still has a lot of the apple fibers and stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
Yes. So, a lot of pectin and fibers and whatnot.
It's not wort as such, though, right? Like it's like
no. It's just totally. It's basically just apple juice. Yeah. Is
it tasty?
It's really tasty. It's super tasty, and all those solids. So all of our spent grain from the brews, we actually have a spent grain silo outside, and a local farmer just drives his tractor over and he picks up all of our spent grain and he feeds it to his cattle. And we're producing so much that he had to get like another 100 head of beef cattle just to keep up with what we're producing.
Damn.
But all of that, the remnants from the apple cider that settle out in the whirlpool, those also go out. So I imagine the cows are very happy eating whatever goes out there. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then we just cool it down through the heat exchanger and ferment it like usual.
Right. I know nothing about cider, so this is fascinating too.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So it's pretty similar process, I guess, but you don't get to customize. You can customize your grain profile with beer. With the apples, I guess, because you're getting it from somewhere. But I guess if you decided to, you could.
We tell them what blend. Yeah, we tell them, kind of what we're. Yeah, we told them when we initially went. We told them this is kind of what we're looking for. We tried a few different blends, and then.
Okay, so it's.
Send us a blend. Yeah.
Is it fair to compare it to? Are you a coffee guy at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not like a connoisseur of coffee, but I drink a shitload of coffee. I get up at 3 a.m. every day for work. I drink a lot of coffee.
Oh, I'm keeping you up tonight, dog. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was actually up at 2:30 today to get into work because of the weather.
Do you get to sleep in tomorrow?
I'm going to a little bit. Yes.
Okay. Good man. I hope so. I apologize.
Don't apologize. This is fun.
Okay. Good. We're gonna have a good time.
Great.
We're having a good time. This is beautiful. So, you know how coffee has like single origin, and then you have blends.
Yeah.
So, to my basic ass understanding of cider, I'm more of a coffee nerd. I'm starting to explore cider a little bit, like this summer, and understanding it and appreciating it in a way that I didn't really before. So I know there's obviously tons of different apple varieties. They make cider from basically all apple varieties, or is there particular ones that only go for cider?
So we have a blend of a variety of apples.
Okay.
I imagine, I don't know, like personally, I don't know about you, but I hate Red Delicious. It's
Okay.
like eating wet cardboard to me that somebody
It's not very
apples on.
crisp, right?
Ugh,
Yeah, I think I know the one. Yeah.
So
I'm not a fan.
I don't know if they make apple cider from that, but I probably wouldn't want to drink it. So yeah, there are varieties that do work better for cider.
Gotcha. So then,
and off the top of my head, if you're going to
Yes.
ask, I do not remember what the exact apples are that are in it. That was,
Okay.
like I said, about 5 years ago when we settled on that. I will find that out though.
Okay, beautiful. I'll be genuinely curious, but no stress on that. So is it the same blend? So the blend that you get from them is the same for all of the ciders. Then you treat them in house with the flavorings, whether
Exactly.
it's fruit or
Yeah.
extract or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's almost like it's a mix between coffee and like maybe barrel age blending, where like you're taking like, let me try these two barrels together. Ooh, maybe add this third one in, and then like you just like messing around with fractions until you get really the profile that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's. I mean, cider is a little. The way we make cider is a little more simple than blend. I would say than blending barrels for sure. I don't want to.
Well, I mean, on the other side, when you go to the Martins that makes it for you, when you're there,
Gotcha. Yes.
That to me sounded not from obviously your side is like you've already
Yes.
got that. You've
Okay,
already done
yes.
the blend. So
Yes.
you're making the blend one time 5 years ago. So you've got this, which actually makes a lot of sense because I'm glad you mentioned it that because then it's like if you drink a Cowbell cider, you're like, oh yeah, it tastes like a Cowbell cider because you've got this signature blend that you've already chosen that
Right.
this producer makes for you. So you don't need to buy fucking apple pressing equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
So then, but when you're there, they're probably like, here's 10 different apples that we like to use. And you can be like 50-50 those two. And then you're like 33 those ones. And it's kind of the same thing where you're just kind of like, all right, do you want a sweet profile? Do you like this? Like maybe they'll probably guide you a bit if they had a lot. Dog, that's fascinating. I don't know why that's just so fascinating to me. Because it's like we don't really talk about this stuff here. Not through. I've had one cidery on, I don't know, 2018, I think, and half the time we talked about beer. So I like the idea of it because it's very much adjacent to it, and it's cool that so many breweries like you guys are doing cider and at a high level. Which once again, hence my surprise. I just didn't realize that it was like popping like that. Yeah. And then you got to customize that, so you're like, while you've been able to make it as much as yours as much as possible, given you're not growing the apples nor are you pressing the apples, but you're able to get it from fresh and local, which is very obviously important to you guys as well.
Oh yeah.
And then be able to deliver that from the original. So you've got OGs, one cider, boom, and then you got all these like dope ass flavors. How many different ciders have you done or do you do?
So we have 4 on the go right now. There's rosé, original, peach, and black cherry, and then the Ontario mixed berry is coming. We had a raspberry cider that we had just available at the brewery, and then we are looking at. I don't know. We're probably going to play around with a few smaller batches at some point next year.
Okay.
Maybe just at the brewery, and then they might become something, but we'll see how it goes.
So do you do it on the one barrel?
So that we would generally we would rack off from our main fermenter into a bright tank onto other fruit or other flavors. So
like a small amount.
Yeah, it wouldn't actually hit the small pilot brew house, but we're fortunate enough that we have a small bright tank on site that we can use.
Sick. You can just chuck it in there for a bit, soak it up, see how it goes. Do you put that, like, do you do like the, you said you had the 3 30-liter tanks or whatever. Do you do that and put it on tap, or is it just for the team to test it?
Oh, no, we would take it and put it in kegs and put it on tap at the bar for sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So do you do
and we might can some of it too. Like
okay. Because it's bigger than the one barrel system, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do wild shit, or when it's just like crazy stuff, or is it like kind of just like single fruits or whatever?
So we haven't, but we might. Well, we probably will at some point here. We'll get a little crazier, like looking at doing like a spicy pineapple cider or something like that, or nothing too crazy, but something different than what you would expect from us.
Okay. Do you know what's funny? When you said that, the whole time I was thinking pineapple. I was like, no, why would you put pineapple in the cider? And then you said spicy.
Because it would be delicious.
It kind of would, though, right? Like kind of that real tart tanginess that would kind of be a different type of tartness than the apple would generally possess.
Put it on some hot peppers and.
Yeah, I don't know. I love hot stuff. I don't know about hot beverages.
No?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like.
Man, I had a cask from Blood Brothers. It was a sour. It was years ago at Cast Days, and it was on Ghost Peppers. And it was one of the best beers I've ever had. It's just so interesting. There was so much going on.
I guess peppers deliver like a lot of that earthiness as well, aside from the spice.
Yeah,
and it's like you gotta, if you can get it just right, so it's
that's just it. It just has to be that nice residual heat after. It can't be
anything
lighting
crazy.
Your mouth on fire.
Yeah, because I've had some things that are like that, and you're like, this isn't fun. This is painful.
I don't want to do that. It's the same with food. I don't want to suffer. I just want a little,
little punch,
exactly.
It's a little punch in the throat. Yeah, I respect it. That's super fun. So, of the, I'm asking you kind of questions that are maybe outside the scope of Brewer continually. So I apologize, bro.
Please.
Do you know what the general percentage of, say, because you probably know production versus sales, cider to beer? Like, what's the to also RTDs? Like ballpark, is it like 80% beer, 10% cider? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
the vast majority is beer.
Vast majority is beer. Yeah.
Okay. But you're making enough cider to be the third biggest cider producer in the province.
Yeah.
Crazy. So is cider then, based on the numbers that you're saying, that were just sort of laid out, that means cider compared to beer provincially is quite small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
is it's a growing segment too. I feel like it kind of leveled off for a little bit. It's just like anything else. It has its moments and then it sort of levels off. And
interesting.
It saw some growth last year too. So
the general cider market.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I hadn't really thought about I feel like cider comes up a lot, and most places you go will have a cider, whether it's not necessarily a brewery, but any sort of bar or whatever would always, a restaurant typically would have some sort of a cider. But I never really just thought about the scale of it and where it's all at. But it's I guess it's there obviously people can visit cideries and stuff like that, but I'm like, how many people do compared to brew? Because it's I just feel like maybe that's where you're talking about, the up and coming thing, or at least the up and down thing, where it's like you don't really say, oh, let's go to a cidery on the weekend. It's like, yo, let's go to hit a couple breweries. Like, it seems more normal to say that, or you know what I mean? As opposed we're
also in the brewing circles too. So I don't know. I've been to a couple cideries and it's usually pretty pumping.
You know what? You're right. The ones that I've been to are pumping, and I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. They're really tasty.
Yeah.
Should we do one? Just since we've been fucking yapping about it for so long.
Let's do it.
Let's do one. Which one do you feel?
Do you want to do why don't we just do the original?
Let's do the OG.
Okay.
Look at that. Boom. Just to kind of bring it home on the cider talk. Come on now. There we go. So.
Love that sound.
Isn't it beautiful? Love it. And what is cider sitting at? 5-ish?
Yeah.
5 even.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Which glass? Let's do a little bit of this. Yeah, man. So this one, which is your biggest selling cider, generally speaking?
Peach and original.
Peach and original. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Oh yeah.
Black cherry is growing for us though.
That was starting to kill it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one sounded pretty sick. Cherry cider just seems kind of like a real perfect little like companion. Cherry is a perfect little apple thing. It makes it all bright red, I imagine.
Kind of reminds me of a red lollipop, like when you drink it. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, this is so it's so clear. I still can't believe third biggest cider. I mean, did that trip you guys out? Oh.
Yes.
I can imagine.
It was never really in the plans from the start. So yeah, it's worked out pretty well.
I love it. Yeah, look at this bad boy. Just straight apples. Like,
cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers. That's great. Wow, I get it. It's just so clean and smooth. We drank a lot of there was this, I forget what it was called. It was a green bottle when we were kids. I think it was called Hectolitre or something along those lines. Green bottle, kind of like 650 ml type shit. And it was just fizzy apple juice. Loved it. Couldn't get enough of it. And I feel like this is the type of vibe, just like the original stout. Like it really, maybe because we're a few beers deep or whatever, but I can't really taste the booze in this. It's very subtle, very clean, really smooth.
Thanks. Yeah. Pretty happy with how it turned out.
Yeah. And it's like, there's not like I almost feel like there's people don't, if I say there's not a lot going on as far as like, it's not enough to turn you off, but it's like, if you like apples, you're not really, there's nothing, it's just that's fucking apple juice. Spiked apple juice essentially.
Yeah.
Which is fire, man. So crazy. So the cider, does that have any sort of different availability or anything than beer, or is it basically same channels, grocery?
Yeah, LCBO, grocery. Those are the two main channels that we sell it in. But yeah, it's been killing it for us.
Man, love to hear that. So where do you see the cider side of things going in future? I mean, are you guys really like being, now we've talked about the scope of what you're what it's doing for the business. Are you guys going to really like double down on it, or really is it a big focus? What's the general vibes there?
It is probably our secondary focus after beer. Okay. I would say beer is number one. We are a brewery, so that's where our focus lies. Then cider, and then RTDs are definitely picking up steam for us too.
Great.
But cider is. I love using living things to create alcoholic beverages. So, there's a lot of soul that goes into this compared to mixing up an RTD or a seltzer. And not to knock those beverages, I drink them too.
No, totally.
It's just, I don't know. There's more to this.
Yeah,
I just love making. Yeah, it's more of a process, and you gotta, you nurture it and you look after it, and you're constantly testing it, and instead of just mixing something together and carbonated package it, away it goes.
Yeah, that makes
it's a living product.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you say it like that. Like that's what you're into. That's what you want to do. Whereas if you like RTDs is more mixing, but would you guys get into distilling and making the actual base?
We actually do have a small still on site.
Okay.
So we've dabbled in distilling, and we do have spirits now that are available at the LCBO. 12 Apostles is the brand.
Dude, of course. I forgot.
So
we talked about this when we were there.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I actually can picture as soon as you said it, I started to picture this still from looking down at it. Okay.
Yeah, so we had that small still. We actually converted. There was sort of yeast propagator that we converted into a still. However, we do work with a partner to make our spirits. Just because when everything with the tariffs went down and the call went out from the LCBO for more local products, we just did not have the time to ramp up to produce something ourselves. So we're working with a local producer here in Stratford to produce our gin and vodka and whiskey that we have. So, but we got to go and choose the blends that we wanted for the gin, and same with the whiskey, which is pretty cool experience. And then now we're using those spirits to make cocktails as well under the 12 Apostles brand. So we have a Singapore Sling that's coming out in early next year. So 10% cocktail. It's pretty flavorful. Should be interesting.
That's punchy.
Yeah. And then, there's a few other things that we're pitching. And then we have the Hijinks brand as well, the seltzers that we've done. So,
oh, yeah?
Do you have one of those there?
I think so. Raspberry.
That's the raspberry lemonade, yeah.
Okay.
And we had a peach Cosmo prior to that, but,
nice.
super low calories and
5%. Like 5% crushes. Okay. Yeah. So do you blend, does that use the 12 Apostles base?
So the Hijinks does not, but the 12 Apostles cocktails do.
Okay, so they'll be branded separately. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you do the RTDs then? Are they done off-site, or they give you?
So the first batch of Singapore Sling, we mixed it on site. We're actually just labeling cans today and tomorrow, and they're going to be going into the retail store, I think, over the weekend.
Okay.
And then we will be contracting that out. We honestly just don't have the tank space to do it. So
that makes sense. And and it doesn't make sense to use the 12 Apostles base for that. It's better to have sort of the.
Oh no, we will be.
Oh, you will be. Sorry for the one I was referring in my head when I'm talking. Not even the Hijinks, the other, the green one.
Sorry, that was even before we got into producing the 12 Apostles. Yeah, so we're just buying the tequila separately for that.
Okay, and then you just blend it on site, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. It just doesn't make sense to use that other brand because I guess it's not Cowbell branded, so it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's better that the final product is okay. But there's going to be separate RTDs that are 12 Apostles RTD within that space. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
There's a lot going on.
I was about to say, like, how do you keep up with all this stuff, man?
It's a lot.
It's like a lot to balance. If you're
it's fun, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be doing any of this stuff, so it's pretty cool experience.
That's awesome, dude. Is it? Do you have a fave of like the thing that you enjoy most, or is it just kind of like the balance between it all just makes it fun?
I mean, the beer is my favorite. I just love beer.
Of course.
So that is number one.
Gotcha.
And then everything kind of falls in place behind it. But no, the beer is where my heart lies.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But it is cool. I think it's like for you as a brewer, it must be like sick to just be, that's challenge is the word. To, like you said, you got to go and with the third party to figure out exactly how the profile you wanted for the whiskey, the gin, the vodka, and then the same thing for the apples and like that's going to be pretty crazy to just be like, oh shit, now I'm gonna pickle this out. I'm like, damn, it's wild.
It's very cool. I used to drink a lot of whiskey too, so that was fun going and picking out the different blends of whiskey and figuring that out.
Was that harder than picking beer just because I've been to whiskey tasting before? Yeah, and it's like it's so intense. So like how do you cleanse the palate, not get fucking off your nut? Like
and you're trying to figure out which blend works well to mix as well as drinking straight up, because there's such a variance there too, right? Like you can have a nice rye that is nice to drink on its own, but then you mix it with a Coke or something, and it doesn't work.
Interesting.
So that was fun too, trying it with different, trying it with ginger ale, trying it with Coke or a cola. I shouldn't say Coke, but whatever. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting experience. The gin too, same thing, like trying it with a different variety of botanicals.
Okay. Because they can like make the base and then put whatever you want into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to be like, all right, do we want to double up on star anise or like?
Yeah, there's just so many variables in the gin, and I think we nailed it. So the gin is available in the LCBO now in bottles, like standard 26er.
Okay.
I'm not sure when anything else is going to be available. We're working on that, but
so the gin is soon, and everything else is direct from Cowbell.
Yeah.
Retail store.
Yeah.
Can you order? I actually not super familiar. Can you order all of this from the website, like 12 Apostles website?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out right now. 12 do you know what 12 Apostles is? Where I'm from, there's a it's like a natural thing, like these big stone things that stick out of the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like you grow up like knowing about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's these, I don't know, it's just these big ass stone things you gotta on these, like you look off a cliff and a bunch of them have like fallen. Oh. So then there's like, it's pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
It's pretty. Oh, shop 12 Apostles online.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm looking at it too.
Oh, and then it takes you to the Cowbell website.
Yeah, and then you can just buy.
So it's probably because Cowbell has the license, and then that would make sense. Then you get Add to Cart or Bible Shop. Look at that, $37.95 for the vodka. That is a fucking bargain. Same for the whiskey. Same for the gin. Beautiful presentation, man. Like the labels look really classy. It's got the cork too.
Yeah,
I like it. I didn't get to see these bottles. That's so nice. I love it. Good for y'all, man, having this. That's great. I think it's cool. I think it's just so cool. And if you're going to be in beverage alcohol, to just kind of like,
do it all.
Do it all. Just do it all, man. Like, why not? Why not take a crack at it all and to give people, because this is what I've said this here a bunch of times. I wonder if you resonate with this. The more, say if I go to the States, I'll be in a brewery and I'll look around and I'll be like, and I'm judging and I'm completely could be wrong, but I'm like, that's some beer nerds. You guys just think it's a bar. You guys just think this is a bar. Like, I feel like overall, a lot of the people in breweries often are there. And I say that because a lot of the time you'll see it, almost everyone's got a cocktail or something. Like, this is a bar to you. So it's like normalized. And maybe one dude wants to go to a brewery and everybody else in the group are just like, they got wine, they got cocktails, they got cider, they got seltzers. Like, sweet, let's go. They got food, like, and it's like a restaurant / a bar.
Yeah.
And I feel like I see, and I mentioned the States just because I feel like I see that more there. And I now I've mentioned that on the pod a bunch of times and talking to different people, and it seems like Canadian producers are really kind of moving towards that. Not everyone can do what you're doing because of scale or licensing or whatever. There's a lot of complications, but if you can do it, maybe if you make the beer on site but you get the license, you can bring in everything else. Or like you guys, where you make the cider, you make the liquor, you make the RTDs, you make the seltzers, and you've got this whole beautiful portfolio. You make the non-alc, and you got this cool portfolio of just like, what do you want? It's all here, It's I don't know. I think that's the future of craft beer, as far as like, excuse me. That's where people are. That's what they want, and that's where it's sort of going. That's going to be like the only way to, like get to take craft beer to the next level, where. How do I say it? Yeah, take craft beer to the next level where they are like, it's becoming more of a thing where it's, we always talk about like how it's like, dropping in general, the numbers, the attendance, the way people see beer, maybe alcohol consumption from Gen Z and from the younger folks and stuff like that. Like, how do you negate all of that? So, it's yeah, it's interesting. Do you have any thoughts on that in general, like as far as the importance of businesses doing that?
Yeah, I mean, like if you can do it, why wouldn't you do it, right? It's better than bringing in someone else's product.
Yep.
If you can avoid it, we are fortunate that we are in a position that we can do that. Not everybody can do that. So,
yeah.
Again, I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to get all of this experience doing these sort of things. It's not something I ever dreamed that I'd be doing.
Yeah.
But here I am.
Here you are getting it done. It's very cool, man. I love it. You got to be pretty stoked, like you said. Like, it's not like every day you be like, oh shit, like this is what I'm doing here. Like,
yeah,
it's yeah.
Plus, I like drinking, so if I can just make stuff that I like to drink, drinking's fantastic.
Pretty, if you're able to make it and you know how to do it, it's it's a beautiful thing. It's
look, if I could make LSD too, I'd make that so that I could consume that myself too. But I haven't learned how to make that yet. Maybe one day.
Well, we can only hope. I'm sure it can't be that difficult. I see people doing it.
Hey, if you have a lead on that, let me know.
We'll figure it out. God damn it! I love it. Do you want to take a quick break?
Let's do it.
Boom. All right, we'll be right back. And we are back. Feeling better. Feeling
nice
relieved.
Little break. Yeah.
Nice little break. Necessary. Where were we? Cider. Oh yeah, we're talking about all how fire it is to kind of make everything.
Yes.
And where everything's going. Yeah. It's very cool. I was just like, when I was going to PS with my girlfriend, I was just like, she's like, how's it all going? I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. Like, they're the fucking third biggest cider producer in Ontario. It's just such a cool fact. I feel like that's my favorite fact of the night. Like, I just didn't expect that, and I didn't know this.
Neither did we.
Yeah, it was a surprise that it just took off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think it took off from a known beer producer?
Well, I think that is part of it, right? We're already a pretty well-established brand. So there's familiarity there. There's trust. Like, I feel like we do make pretty consistent beer.
Yeah.
So if you see the name on there, then
you know it's like,
Yeah.
I guess I say that. Yeah, that's a great point, and I agree wholeheartedly. I wonder if because it's not like, what, I don't know, because this is coming from someone who knows like jack shit about cider. Like, what would save people, like a cider, would they be like, what does a brewery know about cider? Like, is that
I don't know if the general public would
think that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not part of the general public when it comes to drinking alcohol, so
yeah,
it's hard for me to say. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my wife designed these beautiful cans too, so maybe that has something to do with it.
They're very attractive. The cans are like what I do love about the block colors. I think block colors are really key to standing out. For that, maybe it is the other. It's not like the first time. Excuse my ignorance, that breweries have made cider.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah,
no,
well, right? We touched on Thornberry before.
Of course, yeah.
No, definitely not.
And
they made it a little easier for breweries to produce cider during the pandemic.
What did they change?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was the amount of fruit that you had to have on your property. So part of the reason that we could produce is because we had all that elderberry on our property.
Right.
So we are a fruit producer.
Okay.
I think it was the amount. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was the amount of fruit that we had on our property.
Right. And that allowed you to the amount of fruit, even if it wasn't being used in the cider?
Yeah. Somebody will comment on this, I'm sure, and correct me.
And be like, no, what's this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's that makes sense. So the amount of fruit that you had got over the line. So if you had no fruit,
I wish I had looked into this before. I should know what I'm talking about.
No, you're good. You're good.
But
nah, man, you're totally fine. Yeah, I mean that makes more sense. That if it's a fruit, because it's a fruit-based beverage.
Yeah.
So, would it make more sense that you would have to produce? Because I'm even thinking, like, say, like a brewery that doesn't produce fruit at all. Would they
feel
be
like
able
I want
to
to look
do
this
it?
up now. I don't know. I wish I had the answer for you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's not like the end of the world, but I was more just like curious because yes, there is. Because say like Thornbury, I don't believe they have fruit on there. Oh, we talked about cider a little bit. We had them on in the summer. I just don't remember the specifics because we have multiple beverages, and you do end up forgetting some things.
That does happen, yes.
As you know. But yeah, that's pretty cool that it's you're able to do it. But I was more just like, yeah, if that's the consideration, then you would have to have a property size, I guess, as opposed to you couldn't just be in Toronto, like for example, and produce cider. You would have to have land that is owned by the brewery and such to be able to do that.
Here, let me tell you what Google says. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Ontario cider producers must comply with various regulations, including obtaining an alcohol, blah, 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 and complying with provincial marketing and Apple-related regulations from bodies like Agricorp and Apple Marketing Commission. A significant regulation is that to sell directly to the public on site, producers must own at least 5 acres of orchard, as cideries are currently licensed as wineries. So direct, yeah. They have minimum 5 acres of orchard. So there you go.
Okay. So therefore, the only breweries that can produce that, even if now that's interesting, they have to have the fruit, but do they have to use the fruit? And obviously the answer was no.
No, and now I'm looking, a lot of this seems pre-2020 here. I'm gonna have to dig deeper into this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Greg. I wish I came more prepared for the answer to that question.
Didn't think this is where we'd end up.
No, I honestly,
we're
I did
good.
not. Yeah.
Dude, neither did I. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's I guess that would basically be the answer. The breweries would have to own that, but then do they even have to? And maybe that's even changed since the 2020, like you said, and perhaps that would allow more breweries to get into the cider game. Because I imagine there's going to be like, at the end of the day, right? Like if Gen Z aren't drinking as much, and if you want to become like, if you're just doing beer, that's going to be a niche thing, and that's totally fine. But if you want to expand out a little bit, you're going to have to either change your license or make the stuff yourself, and there's barriers to entry for both of those things. So whatever it is, it has to make sense to be able to expand the offerings, to just kind of what we were saying before, to make it feel like going to a brewery is not this niche thing the dudes, white dudes with beards, as the joke goes, want to do. If me and you want to go to a brewery, like, let's go, bro. We're going wherever. But if we got a group of us and me and you are the only beer nerds and other people want something else, well, we would preferably go to a place where maybe we'll be satisfied. So the beer is going to be fire, but also that everybody else that is with us will be able to access it.
Right.
And
yeah.
it's even cooler if that company makes that stuff too. And I think that would be the optimal situation moving forward. Like if it's sort of brand, even if it's like contracted out, or it's like, well, you get it, you go and pick it, and someone's just pressing it, so you don't have to spend 6 to 7 figures on the equipment, and then you bring that stuff in. It just makes way more sense for economies of scale to be able to be like, cool, we got exactly what we want. These people are professionals at it. Boom, boom, and now we can customize it and make it our own. I feel like that's like almost the best case scenario, aside from having to grow apples, harvest apples, make press them. Da 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 da. It's yeah, it's just really interesting to me the way that it all works, and like where it's all going. Do you see it as an important factor? Do you like? I know I'm sort of rambling about about all of that stuff because I want breweries to fucking win, dude, and I'm concerned that there's a bunch of things going against them in the next little bit, and I think that this is one factor that could really be truly beneficial to breweries moving forward. Do you see it as being important as far as like diversifying the offerings, or do you think it's totally fucking fine if breweries just had beer and that's it?
I do. I feel like it works for some breweries, but you have to adapt to survive. And if the market is going towards other alcoholic beverages or RTDs, whatever it might be, then yeah, you should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? I don't know.
You're right.
Again, like you're saying, if you go somewhere with a large group of people, there's a chance that there might be some people that aren't into beer or don't like drinking beer or are gluten intolerant or celiac. Then it is nice to have options that are suitable for that. And that's kind of where the cider did come into play too. We did want to have something that was we are a very accessible brewery, and we want it to be accessible for everyone on all walks of life.
I always forget about the celiac side of things. That's such a great point, because not everywhere can make gluten-free beer, just because it's like you need probably a special system just for it and lines that don't touch regular beer.
Yeah, if you clean the stainless steel properly, you can, like, we have test kits where you can actually test and make sure that there's no gluten present.
Okay.
So it is totally possible.
Right.
You just have to have rigorous cleaning in place.
Gotcha. Would that be something that's accessible to every brewery, or is it a little intense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. As long as you're using stainless steel equipment and you are using the appropriate chemicals for cleaning it, then it should be totally accessible.
Interesting. All right, that's cool. So it is possible, but I always forget that additional benefit because I'm always thinking, and this is coming from just like a beer centric position, that like, oh, if you don't like beer, if you don't want to drink beer, you should have other options. Like my girlfriend obviously drinks beer, but I've dragged her to a million breweries, but lately she's been more towards wine or something like that. So when we went to Cowbell, she drank the seltzer. And she enjoyed that a lot because she had an offering that was extra cool because it was made in-house, which is the optimal situation. Or there's usually like wine or something else. And I just always think about that because she just like used to always do it. Sometimes she'll do it, but more times it's just more like calorie-based reasons, nothing else.
Right.
So just like, but I never think of the gluten intolerant people, the people who can't drink beer. And I don't know about you, man. I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw, aside from Glutenberg in Montreal, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a gluten-free beer anywhere.
Yeah.
Few and far between.
I mentioned that we have one on tap right now at the brewery.
You did say that, yes.
Yeah, we are looking to try and get it into the LCBO.
Amazing. How much competition do you have in that world? I imagine not a lot.
There is not a lot. Yeah, I think actually Spinny and Sam brought it up on your episode, Snowman Brewing. They used to brew out of Black Oak. They have their own little system there.
Yep.
I think Kevin was his name. He was making some pretty killer gluten-free beers back in the day, but
Snowman Brewery, they said. Man, good. I don't remember. That episode was only a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was just listening to it yesterday. So
how fresh. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Snowman Brewery, and they were doing just gluten-free stuff. Eh?
Yeah, he did like a Belgian triple gluten-free beer. And yeah, it was good stuff.
And it tasted good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I don't know what the market is like for that, but we're gonna take a crack at it.
I think it's fantastic that you're doing it. I lived in Montreal for 10 years, so we had Glutenberg was
Yeah.
around the corner there, and they were dominating everywhere. I think they had one SKU out here for a little bit when we first started the pod, like 2015, 2016.
It's a green can.
The green one is one of them. Yes, I thought they had the blonde out here, but it could have been the green one.
Maybe, yeah. I think there was a few. Yeah, I can picture the green can, but
yeah, there's definitely a green, blue. They'll block colors, but there wasn't really like they were. I bring them up to say that they were the gluten-free brewery. They won all the awards of like World Beer Cup and all that stuff because there was so few people focusing on doing it at all, let alone well.
Yeah.
So and here, like I said, yeah, neither of us can come up with anybody else that did it. So it's it's kind of wild to think about that, and I think that is it's totally on brand for everything we've talked about tonight, with the cider to the seltzers to the RTD to the 12 Apostles to now the gluten free. It's just sort of like this beautiful rounded portfolio of kind of whatever somebody would want to drink in the alcoholic beverage world. It's you guys are covering it, and it's all made in house. I don't know. I just think it's so smart, and if you've got the support of everyone who makes the decisions, and you're obviously running the show out there, and they're like, and you're able to do it, and you do it well, then fucking, that's sick, man. Because you got to feel good. If you're a gluten-free person, you know that it's always a pain in the ass to get what you need. Yeah. You pull up and you're like, hey, we have this beautiful gluten-free beer. Like, finally.
We've got the ciders, we got the gluten-free beer, seltzers.
Yeah. You feel a little bit seen. I think even just gluten, like all of the cider and the seltzers is obviously, that's probably what they would go to, but you almost feel like seen, I would imagine, if you're celiac, and then a brewery has gone out of their way to use millet and fucking, what are the other joint? What's in the gluten-free one?
So it's sorghum and brown rice.
Hell yeah. Boom. Buckwheat was the other thing I was thinking of too, which I think is buckwheat gluten-free? Is that one of the ones?
I don't know. There's a new one. Fonio is the other one.
Fonio, the African one.
That's one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a banger.
So I haven't messed around with that yet, but something
I'd like
to look at playing with.
Yeah. But good for you guys for doing that, man. And then for not only for doing it, but for taking it to the masses, LCBO scale. That's sick. I think people are going to really appreciate it, but I hope it dominates. Like you said, there's no one else really like filling that need that either of us can think of right now. Maybe there is, but if either way, it's cool. It's just like as a business, even just looking at just Cowbell and what you guys are doing, it's like a nice it just broadens out the portfolio, which is, I don't know. I respect it. I think it's cool.
And again, we just want it to be accessible for everyone. Cowbell's a very open and welcoming place, and
clearly,
yeah. Like we have everything from Braille menus to an adult change table to gender neutral bathrooms, at least upstairs. And I don't have enough time for me to list everything that they've done to make sure that place is accessible to everybody.
Braille menus? I didn't hear about that. That is sick, dude.
I never even seen that before.
Never in my life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's very impressive. It's cool that all of these different things have been considered. It's even cooler based on where you're at, because people are, for the most part, if that's a fair call, traveling to be there. There's going to be obviously a significant portion of folks who are locals, as you said, and they're the ones that really hold you down, particularly in the winter months.
Yep.
But if people are coming from out of town, they have it's almost like whatever you need, we can work with it. Type of thing. And I think that's probably, I can imagine that's what a destination brewery like you guys would attract, is that maybe people, even if they don't know that your destination, it's like going to, I don't know, like Wonderland or something like that. Like people are going out of their way, like to drive to it and to be like, hey, we're setting aside, we're going to stay overnight and blah, 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 we're doing all this. Like that's cool. I just really like it's thoughtful, and it's sort of considering the consumer, the patron in the circumstances that they're going to, because most people are going to be traveling a little bit to be there, at least for a significant portion of the year. So it's I love it, man. It's great. That's super dope. Shall we do the next one?
Let's do it.
What are we feeling?
Do you want to do the chocolate raspberry pudding cake stout?
We're going right there. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid.
Well, this one's only 5.2, so.
Oh. Well, then I'm definitely not afraid. I thought that was the 8%. Let's do it. Where are we at? Let's do this. Hang on, no. Let's do it this one. All right, let me hold this up. Chocolate Raspberry Pudding Cake Stout. Now, this is in the winter, exclusively right now in the winter mixer pack.
Correct, yes.
Beautiful. And 5.2, so it's a nice little kind of like an oatmeal stout base type thing?
Yeah, so we use some golden naked oats in it, which I love using that in stouts. It's got a real like oatmeal cookie character to it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so there's lactose in it. I hope you're not lactose intolerant.
No, sir.
Raspberry concentrate, and some vanilla and raspberry flavor as well, just to bump it up a bit.
Balance it out.
It's very much like a Viva Puff to me.
Ooh, okay. Did you do like a I don't want to say blending, but kind of like you had to figure out the ratio?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We did a couple trial batches of this, and then a few desktop trials just in the lab.
Desktop trials.
Yeah.
I love that term for it. We did a collab for our 10th anniversary this year. A barrel aged stout, and we tried to mimic there's an Aussie dessert. Actually, funnily enough, not too dissimilar to this. It was an Aussie dessert called Lamington.
Yeah.
Are you familiar? Yeah.
I feel like I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you had done that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're blood brothers, and so when I went to do it, you put in the raspberry, and whatever the percentage was, I was like, oh, dial that down by like 3/4 once we did the first taste test, because you put all right, whatever it was with the barrels, and then you put this much vanilla, this much coconut, and this much raspberry or whatever, and you tried the raspberry, like it is so intense even through this is a 5, and I mentioned it because this is 5.2. Ours ended up being 12. So a 12% stout with that much raspberry, it was difficult to get around. Whereas a 5.2, I imagine you would have had to like dial the raspberry back.
Oh yeah.
Just because I didn't know that the raspberry concentrate was just like would punch through that hard. It's crazy.
So strong.
Yeah. That's like, what was the inspo for this one? First of all, cheers, legend.
Cheers.
The nose is crazy. Yep, Viva Puff. Money.
That was basically the inspiration. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like all those flavors work really well together. So
vanilla, raspberry, chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Can't go wrong with that, right?
No, Doug, never. Particularly in winter, in a nice car. Yo, this is one of my other favorite things is low ABV stouts. Love them. 5% stouts. Get out of town. It's money, dude.
Well, we're gonna go the other way with the next one, but
I also love those too. I just feel like these are like, if I'm having a drinking sash, usually crispy. I like a light crispy and a dark crispy. Like Czech Pilsner, maybe like a dark Czech Pilsner. And then go with some haze, some Westy, another haze, and then maybe some sort of sour and one of these bad boys. If I'm really going in on the weekend or whatever. This is money because it just kind of gives you that desserty kind of thing without, it can play into a volume session because of the ABV. It's just perfect. It's got just the right amount of flavor, not over the top. Still very desserty. You really feel like you're having a fantastic fun dessert.
As advertised.
As advertised. Exactly as advertised. So real raspberry, was there any additional flavors to ramp it up?
Yes, there is some natural flavors in there just to touch it up.
Which, if I may ask, just because I'm curious, which ones needed touching up?
So put a touch of raspberry in there just for aroma, and I mean like a small amount of raspberry. Mm-hmm. And then the vanilla, because vanilla is just so expensive.
I didn't even, yes, for sure. But I also think that vanilla doesn't so in one of the other collabs we did was with Sir John, and we did this weird ass we took barrel aged. It was basically a barrel aged stout smoothie blend with added. So we got barrel aged stout, put it into a tank. We put cacao nibs, flaked coconut, and vanilla. But the vanilla, this is the interesting part, was they blended it with this crazy like industrial. It was only small, but like you had to like really lock it in. It was bouncing around. It was crazy. And when you it was like didn't taste like vanilla. You look at it and it's just like vanilla beans did not taste what you think vanilla tasted like. You know what I'm talking? I guess you would know. It was just stringy and what's the term? Could you describe what vanilla beans don't taste like vanilla? So I understand why you need to use vanilla extract to get what we perceive as vanilla out of anything, because it just doesn't taste. It's like prunes or dates. That's a better example. That's what it tastes like. And it stunk like that, and it was funny, but I didn't realize that that's what vanilla beans tasted like. And yes, they're expensive.
They're so expensive.
There were two types, they said. There were these ones that were stickier, took kind of more work, or there was and there were ones that were the more dried, beautiful, long, darker ones, like more black, whereas the other ones were stickier and brown. And the brown ones were the cheaper ones, and apparently because of the style of beer, it wouldn't be worth putting in the expensive black ones. So like, all right, fuck it, whatever. Put the brown ones in, because they'll still give like this undertone, but it's still not what we all perceive as vanilla flavor.
Right.
Which I just thought was an interesting little like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just the price of them, I just can't get over how expensive they are. But
it's
so
bonkers.
we've dabbled in the natural flavor worlds,
and it works
especially it works pretty well.
Yeah.
And we use them in the seltzers and the RTDs, so we have some on hand, and we work with the flavor house, local flavor house, to get the flavors that we're looking for. So it's worked for us.
What's a flavor house? That's pretty cool.
They're like the company that makes the flavors, that makes the natural flavors. Yeah.
Do you know how they make them? Is it like taking natural things and then like almost making extracts from them? Yeah.
Well, there's any character that comes out of a food, there's a particular molecule that would produce that flavor or aroma, and then they just find ways to replicate that, whether it's from a yeast or whatever it might be, and then they can just replicate that.
Concentrate it into a little like essentially a clear liquid, right?
Exactly.
Fascinating. Flavor house. I feel like I'm learning a lot tonight, dude. Teaching me stuff. It's that's pretty cool that there's like, and it's sort of, it's all they make on themselves. It's hyper local type of thing as well.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's almost like it's not that dissimilar to any other local producer that you would use, coffee roaster, fruit grower, whatever. It's like another company that's about their art.
Exactly.
Is that like is that like something that probably isn't known that much? Because that's the first I've heard of that term, flavor house, but also that it's like hyper local. I thought it was just some sort of multinational where you just like standard, just order from this company. They'll send you the vials or whatever.
I feel like, and it's probably, it is frowned upon a little bit too, but it works.
Well,
and when the masses are looking for something, if you put something on the shelf and you say it tastes like whatever, you want it to taste like that. I think a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that this still is a beer first and foremost, and there might be subtle characteristics of that. And if they don't get the flavor that they're expecting out of it, they might be disappointed. So this is a nice way of being able to touch that flavor up a little bit.
Right.
And we still try to use the natural ingredients in it. Like there is raspberry in here, and then just polish it up with a little bit of natural flavor.
And that's a common practice, right? It's not like most places that would use these type of things will probably do that as well, just because of to really get that across the line.
Yeah, and you'll see it on cans. Like if you pay attention and look on cans, it'll say with natural flavors. Yep.
So what does natural flavors versus artificial flavors mean? Do you know?
I don't know how they make the artificial flavors. I think it's just a lot more chemicals and whatnot that is used to make that. It's not naturally produced, like through an organic process.
Right. Yeah, it's probably like not this, like, I guess, yeah, because natural is made from something where it's extracted it, or like
exactly
taking that essence of the flavor and bringing
it
through.
They're not necessarily pulling it like if it's banana. They're not taking a banana and pulling it out of there, but they're using an organic process to produce those flavors that you get from the banana.
Gotcha. Rather than a synthetic version, which is the artificial flavors. And that's like banana candy type shit or whatever, if you want to compare it to that. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though, because it's a different... It almost sounds like, yes, from what you're saying, it's essentially necessary if you want to convey certain flavors, because you could put probably thousands of dollars of vanilla in a thing and maybe not get what you want, but you put a little bit of this natural flavoring in to complement maybe the real vanilla that's in there, and then boom.
And I'm not saying it's for everybody. It just works for us.
Does scale play into it?
Yeah, definitely. Think about what you're talking about, making those beers. You're putting into barrels. Now, okay, so do 150 hectoliters worth of that. How are you managing those ingredients into a 150 hectoliter tank? So yes, it definitely plays a part of it. Plus the cost. The cost is just crazy.
And that has to make sense.
Yeah.
For this to even like happen.
Yeah. We'd like to stay in business. So
well, in this day and age, it's getting more and more difficult to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact you're able to do it, no, I feel like the average the consumer is not really going to be that mad at it, because I feel like it's used more often than most people are probably aware of, and it's almost like there's not enough knowledge. This is why I'm asking the questions on all of this, because I don't know a ton about like natural versus artificial, and I'd had the inkling about the natural flavor stuff. And thank you for confirming all of that. And it's cool. And thank you for being forthright about all of this as well. And it's the end product. It doesn't taste artificial. There is real raspberry in it. There is real like chocolate and vanilla in there. It's just boosted up by a touch of natural flavoring, which is made from natural shit from a local company, as opposed to like, here's a bunch of chemicals that taste like orange and you just popping it in. I think that's like important to kind of note and let people know that that's what it means, because it's not something. I feel like people don't really discuss it. And on the bigger beers, I wonder if people use it in the bigger beers, like the big, like pastry stouts and barrel aged stuff.
I'm not sure what anybody else is doing.
We fucking use vanilla. We use vanilla natural flavors in the stout with Blood Brothers. Yeah, we did, because they didn't. That's the only way to do it, they said.
Right.
So it was like a clear liquid.
Yeah.
So just to confirm it, even in the big stouts, it was raspberry puree, because it's so strong you didn't need to do anything else, and it wasn't supposed to be a raspberry forward thing. I don't know what they used in the end, but in the test, what do you call it when you do it on the counter?
Desktop trials.
Desktop trials. I love that. We use like fucking Nesquik, like liquid Nesquik.
Right.
For chocolate flavoring.
Yeah.
We use this big, like in Australia, we call it goon, box wine bag.
Goon?
It's called goon, which is like box wine. Yeah, right. Fucking goon, mate. And you crush the goon, you blow it up and use that as a pillow later,
Oh, yes.
Aussies.
Okay.
Not as dumb as we look sometimes.
Taking notes here.
I know. Note that down. Tell the missus. Then we use that full of coke. It's like a coconut concentrate of sorts. It was really thick, and then like it looked like how you get the big 4-liter thing of like vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that of vanilla for the vanilla flavoring. I totally forgot about that until right now. So because they said the exact same thing, the vanilla doesn't come through if you use real vanilla. That's the only way to do it. So that just validates everything that you're saying. That's the exact experience that I had. And even at the Sir John side, when we did this stupid beer that didn't get canned, we just did like a keg version of it. That vanilla wasn't supposed to be as pronounced. I don't know if they might have even put some additional flavoring in later anyway, because I was only there for the main, it's not a brew day, but like a blend day or whatever. So yeah, I think it's more common than maybe people realize.
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all. And it's just like, it's when you're getting into these sorts of flavors, it's kind of like, what are you supposed to do? You got this base, and once again, this is a lighter base. This is 5.2, so it's things will probably shine with less, maybe through this than through a 10+%.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're putting fruit into beer, anything that goes in is going to get fermented out anyway. So a lot of the character is lost during fermentation. So if you're trying to make something that is conveying a particular flavor, natural flavors help.
Right. Otherwise you'd put it in bright, maybe, as opposed to fermentation?
Yeah, but then you're taking the risk. If you put it into bright and then you package it and then it sits on a warm shelf, there's yeast present.
So then you need
it's just going to ferment and it's going to explode.
You need a pasteurizer then.
Yep. And then if you're pasteurizing it, you could potentially be killing off some of the flavor anyway. So depending on how much you pasteurize it. So
gotcha. So many nuances to this whole thing.
There is, yeah.
And it's all about, and it makes sense for you guys because you're doing scale. Now, this particular beer, this is a part of the winter mix pack, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Just to confirm. So we've, that's good. I'm glad we did these two. We did that's this one right here. And we did the Westie.
Yep.
And we did the Cerveza on the other end here. Will this chocolate raspberry pudding cake stout, would that be is just like just for the pack for now, and we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. If it gets good feedback, then that might be something we pull out of the pack and submit as a seasonal. But dope. I think next year's seasonals are already all lined up. Like when you're dealing with the LCBO, you're talking about what's going on next year, like way in advance.
It's crazy. Right?
So next year is already pretty much laid out. So it might be the following year.
Gotcha.
That we pull it out and do that. Again, if it does really well and we get a lot of positive feedback on it.
Because that's the only way to tell, because it's in a pack, so it can't be purchased individually, so therefore you won't have sales numbers on this beer, but you probably have to do with qualitative feedback.
Yeah, just online or someone else to look at Untappd, because I don't look at Untappd. I can't look at it.
You're smart. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Fucking hard work and
don't look at it.
I can't do it, man.
I think your mental health is more important than looking at Untappd, and you are basically, every brewer says that.
Truly,
some of them are like, I can't help myself, but yeah.
No, I can help myself. If I open it and then I look and it says, oh, someone's drinking an IPA that we made. Okay, there's the West Coast IPA. Don't like IPAs, hate bitter beers, 1 out of 5. Why did you spend your money on it? Why are you going online and reviewing it? I do not understand what is happening here. And then I just have to leave. So
better for your own
it is anxiety. Way better for my own mental health that I'm not on.
Yeah. If I was making this stuff, I don't think I could handle it personally. So I very much empathize. There's a lot of, I love it for keeping track of what I've done.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't really look, but if I was making this stuff, I would want to strangle most of the people. So I've been trying to use this podcast and any person who will listen to me as a platform to be like, because there's been a whole thing with Untappd where people have their own rating systems and they're like, 2.5 is like halfway there. That's really good. I'm like, dude, if you rate a beer 2.5, that's fucking the brewery over so hard.
You're going to get someone fired.
Basically. And I had to explain to people, like, look, my average after 10,000, no, I've got 15,000 check-ins and 10,000 uniques. Mine's 4.11 is my average because I don't drink bad beer, because I drink fantastic beer wherever I go. And everything deserves, I just, if it's really bad, then it's probably a mistake. Sometimes there's a bit, but everything's subjective. So I'm just very like overtly positive, and I've been told by different breweries that there's been, people would rock up and they'd be like, the bartender's like, hey, what do you need? I'm like, give me a second. I don't drink anything under 4 average. Let me just take a look. And, and they'll do that shit. So then you're losing sales. Then there's distributors apparently that in Europe that don't take beers that are rated less than 4.2 as an average when they want to do distro.
4.2?
4.2. That's what I've been told. Now, I don't know if that's all distributors, but one person told me that specifically about maybe one distributor. All that to say is that if anyone has their own rating system and they go and do what we just discussed and rate something as 2.5 that they think means good, at the end of the day, unfortunately for them, it doesn't mean good. And if they actually cared about the brewery, they would reconsider that rating and rate high. And I've really been trying to because man, if we're all going to almost anything that's craft, it's like, even if you just want to say like not this uber super nerdy craft beer person, and you're an LCBO drinker and you go in there, most of the stuff is pretty fucking good. Like we're one of the best craft beer scenes, I think, between Ontario and Quebec. I would put us two up against anywhere in the world, honestly. I mean that. Like I really think that everywhere I've been, I don't know if I'm like, yeah, there isn't something as good as this back home. Like we're really fortunate. So you gotta, like, LCBO is also distribution. So there's other factors playing there, but just the fact of the quality that you can get now. Even when I moved to Canada permanently in 2010 and started the beer selfie bullshit in January 2011, that you could get Wellington, Trafalgar, BAOS, Steam Whistle at the LCBO. That was kind of it. Nickelbrook. That was about it. That was it. Like, now look at what you've got. You've got a walk-in fridge with a 20 to 30 foot fucking wall full of Ontario craft beer at the back. We're in a different world, and people are a little pretentious and dicks about stuff. I'm like, just understand that we're in a really good spot. So, like, if it's shit, it's shit. But understand that your own rating system doesn't match what Untappd, how it works, and you just got to understand how it works as well.
Do me a favor.
Pull
up. Do you have Untappd open? Can you open it up?
Do I?
And look up Pilsner Urquell.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, no. What Pilsner Urquell is rated.
I already know where you're going with this. I typed in the word Pilsner.
Pilsner Urquell is the fucking Pilsner.
Yes.
Okay. And
that
now
started Pilsners.
So what is the rating on that?
I typed in the word Pilsner. Nothing was coming up at all. Pilsner Urquell. Oh my gosh. 438,000 check-ins. Mm-hmm. The average is 3.38.
I rest my case. Like, to me, that is just ridiculous.
The last time I had it, just wanted to prove here to I'm walking the talk. 5.
There you go. Yeah.
Because it's perfect.
And because it is Pilsner.
Yes.
Like, for it to have a 3.3, just, I don't know. That's just. So
there's a joke about lager always that lager gets the worst rap as far as people like, best lager I've ever had, 3.
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah. It's, there's a brewery in Quebec, Saint-Guillaume-Baron, and they have a T-shirt that says at the back, it's like baseball, like the last name is Pilsner, and then the number is 3.5 out of 5. Because that's what it always fucking gets, because that's basically that. The greatest Pilsner that started the style is not even 3.5.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic, you proved everything, and that is like, that is, you see true history and Godspeed and people like that who are like hang their hat on those styles. That's essentially all they do. And even their stuff, you'd be lucky if you find anything that average more than 4. There's maybe a couple of things that they do, but for the most part, it's way too low than what it deserves. And it's Untappd. I can understand as a user, and I haven't found a better way to document what you're drinking.
No, and I get that.
But as a producer, the frustration is enormous, and I very much empathize. It's crazy because people don't. I wonder if it's an education thing. Like, do people just need to, like we were talking about, like just like, hey man, if you rate it this way, it kind of fucks.
No,
the
I've tried.
over.
I've tried on Reddit, and people just don't give a shit. They just do whatever they want to do.
On the Toronto craft beer Reddit? No, just in general.
Untappd? I think maybe just a craft beer subreddit.
The American one, yeah,
maybe, yeah.
The Toronto one, one of my friends started. I met him after he was the mod on there, so he's really been trying to ramp it back up. But it's Toronto craft beer, but it's Ontario craft beer. Everyone's talking about everything, and it's like, any opportunity that comes up, I'm preaching as much as I can this message. I just feel like I don't know. It's almost like Untappd needs to start their own YouTube channel or something and have but they just sold. Did you hear about all the drama?
So I learned about that on your podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
It doesn't affect you because you can turn it off.
Right.
But the thing is, you can turn off non-alcoholic. I don't mind seeing non-alcoholic beer. I'm not offended by that.
Right. But, okay. So you can only turn off non-alcoholic as a lump.
Correct.
Category.
Which includes non-alcoholic beer,
like
Coke,
Diet Cokes,
all that bullshit.
Okay.
It's so crazy. So yeah, and the Untappd subreddit are losing their minds about it. They're really upset about it. I'm like, well, I don't see, and then I see a bunch of other people kind of like me commenting like, I don't know, guys, like, cool, I get it. It sucks because it was sold to a big company, but turn it off or ignore it or keep scrolling, whatever. When people start like commenting on stuff because they say, just keep fucking scrolling, bro. Shut up. Like, I don't understand why people have to keep doing that. But I get it, but they start a new app, man. Start a new fucking app. Like, just don't. It's so redundant, but it's
That is very strange. Like, who is going on and rating sodas? I don't get it.
They really just
Ecos bought them. Huh.
And I think they're trying to sell the verified venue to say Milestones or Jack Astor's or chains, right? And those chains have all sorts of stuff. This is what I'm taking from it, and that you want to give them the opportunity for, say, hey, whoever's at your venue, if they're drinking a Sprite, they can check into it, tag your venue, rate it, and whatever, right? So they're trying to say, like, look at all this, sell the verified venue so people know your menu and da. When, like, who's your original consumer? Like, this is a beer app, dude. Like, why are you putting all this other stuff on there? Like, I don't mind cider and mead. I think those two are completely fine on there. I think if it's anything else, wine, spirits, mixed drinks, THC drinks, start another app, like,
great, yeah,
beveraged or something.
Cider, mead, and beer. It's all fermented beverages that fits. Yeah,
completely fits. I think it's fair. Anything else, start a new app, but copy and paste the whole app, then reskin it in a different color, put a new fucking thing, make new badges, boom, done. That's all you gotta do. And you're not alienating the craft beer thing. So apparently there's some other app, I forget the name of it, and it was like crashing the API because they allowed you to, if you've got the membership, which I got last Black Friday at like a good deal, and now I really like it because you can do the 0.1 ratings. And there was a thing when I started the selfie thing, I got Untappd after beer. I think it was 869, and it pissed me off because I'm a mild OCD, and I hated not knowing that those first 800 something beers weren't checked in. So last Black Friday, which is this week now, actually, literally it's midnight right now, which is Black Friday. I bought it and I went back and systematically every day probably checked into 100 beers because I went through my beer reviews. And I just looked at them, looked at the date, and checked into that beer and gave it a rating based on what I said. And it was because I'm a psycho. And now I've got all my stuff in. And
I love the dedication.
It's, it's just because I want but it's because I just want a thorough record of, I like data, I guess. Like, I use a sleep app to see how much I'm sleeping. And like, I like it. And you can I just want to know what I've had and like how often I've had it, like how many times I've checked into that beer. Like, there's a thing you can actually filter it by the check-ins, and I like seeing how many times I've had certain beers. I'm like, this is because I check into every beer I've had, and it's just interesting. Some people have told me, bro, they've watched me do it, and I'm like, if I had to do what you do, I wouldn't even drink. I would kill myself. I can't do it. I don't mind because I like the data, and I think it's kind of cool. But you're watering down the app and you're offending the original people who made you the 12 million subscribers or users that you have, which is what I believe it is. Like if you by adding in Diet Coke and all these other nonsense, like I just like take it away, and you're also fucking up the breweries. Like you're making a brewery like less likely to want to participate in it. Maybe they'll probably be like, no, there's gonna be more users now because we're Ecos and we're gonna have da da da. But I'm like, do they give a flying fuck about beer? Most of these people, they're going to be drinking macros. Most of the folks that you're trying to attract, because you're trying to attract these other venues that aren't beer focused.
Right.
So yeah, I just don't know how much of a service it delivers to the industry anymore. So I can see past it because I don't use it. I check in. Occasionally, if I'm looking on the screen, I'll go toast, scroll, toast the last 2 or 3. And then that's it. Sometimes people will comment, but you get an email when someone comments. And then I'm like, oh, someone commented? I didn't even see. I'll go and double check.
What's the toast?
It's like liking, on the Facebook or Instagram, you like it. It's just it's like cheersing it. So you like, so like, yeah, if somebody's on the thing, you can see here. Hang on, see, and you can see like.
Okay. Yep.
On this side, you just go toast.
Toast. Okay.
Cheers that person for checking into their chocolate peppermint stout. So you can like do that, and it just kind of alerts people, hey, people toasted, and you get like tons of notifications that people have done that. So it's yeah, for me as a user, I really see the value. But yeah, for you as a brewer now, I'm like, well, the people are still there, but they've now pissed off a whole bunch of people. So what impact does that have? I don't know. Because I think that the real people, the real beer nerds, are going to be annoyed, but they're going to use it. What are they going to do?
Oh yeah,
they hang their whole. Some of these people, their identities are around how many check-ins and stuff.
Well, rate beer was the thing to do, and then that kind of went by the wayside, and then
they got bought out. Yeah, I think Beer Advocate.
Did AB InBev buy rate beer?
They did. Yeah. They did, and Beer Advocate closed, if I'm not mistaken. But the website's still there, but I don't know if they're still active.
Okay,
I may be wrong.
Sure.
But Untappd just kind of took over because Rate Beer and Beer Advocate were more like in-depth reviews, whereas like this is like 1 to 3 sentences. Yes. So like, I don't really comment because I do my own reviews. Sometimes I'll write a little something, or if someone gave me the beer and I know they're on there, then I'll tag the person who got me the beer.
It's very kind of you.
I think I always, even if I post on stories from the beer, I'll tag the person who gave me the glass. I'll tag the person who got me the beer, whether I paid for it or not, just the person who helped me acquire it. I think it's, well, it's like makes sure, like, it's almost like you could say it's nice, but it's also selfish because they'll probably share it. And then you get more exposure for the post, right? So everybody wins, and they get to be, I feel acknowledged. I got him the beer. Because what if I posted and they saw it like, oh man, I gave him that beer. He didn't fucking, like, I didn't acknowledge that they got me the beer. And whether I traded it for him or I'm like, hey man, can you get me this? I'll send you the money, whatever. Well, that
sounds so stressful. Just worrying about other people all the time. What's going on? What are they thinking?
Yeah. I can see that. It does. It becomes like second nature, so you don't really think about it too much. And I don't think anyone, they wouldn't say it. Like my friend Dan owns, I think he must do your stuff. So he owns Zenon, the glassware brand.
Yep.
So he made a bunch of beers without a bunch of glasses without logos on it. So every time he gave me all these glasses, so anytime I get a glass that he gave me, I'm tagging it. If you go to Zenon Glassware on Instagram, you go to the tagged post. It's just me.
So yeah,
it's just me. He showed me the other. I didn't know, and he showed me the other week at the OCB.
Yeah,
he was like, "Look at this." I'm like, "Fuck," He's like, "It's the cheapest marketing I've ever got," because he just gives me a few glasses. I'm tagging, but he gave me the glasses, so I'm like going to tag him, right? So, yeah, it's all like a nice little fucking ecosystem of people and stuff like that. That's how I see Untappd. So but I also do see the other side and how it can be sort of frustrating and annoying. And I think it's more, once again, if I can do anything to contribute to that education, that's why I'm blasting it. And I'm glad you said you heard us talk about it on another pod. I've probably done it 10 times. I don't care. Skip forward if people don't want to hear it, like skip it. But it's I think it's good to drill at home. So
look, I'm just happy people are drinking beer. So if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to look at it for my own well-being, but by all means, do whatever you got to do. Do whatever makes you happy.
I like that. That's the best thing. It's the best way to look at it.
Just leave me
It's,
the hell out of it.
it's for you. Yeah, leave you out. Don't tag. Do you have an account? You probably don't even have an
No.
account, right? No, good.
No.
Just don't even check.
I can't do it.
I think it's one good thing for you guys is that you're going to get a different type of consumer to do it. I think you're going to get like, because Cowbell is aimed at a larger group of people, I think the people who are the most dicks are the hyper uber beer nerds.
Yes.
They call it ticker folks who just try and get as many check-ins as possible. They'll go and say some wild ass shit and rate everything badly. And I've seen some dudes, I've said this on here before, who like have almost every beer I check into. There's certain people who have already had everything I fucking had. I'm just like, I got 10,000. I know people who got 20,000 plus. Like, I'm nothing. I'm nobody in this thing. People see my shit. I'm like, dude, it's not even close. You got to see how these people move. And these incredible beers, they're rating them 2s and 3s. And I'm like, you're insane. You're an insane person. What do you expect? What's good to you if what you're drinking that I've had that's probably a 4.8 and you're rating it a 2.9? Like, what's good to you? So there's some people who are just going to be inherently a dick. But then Cowbell, the general consumer who are just happy to have it, who maybe use Untappd as well, I think they'll be much more generous because they're not caught up in the nonsense. If that makes sense.
But is the general consumer using Untappd for the most part, or is it mostly the beer nerds?
Well, if it's
and
12
beer
million,
nerds is a compliment.
No, we're all being up to, oh yeah,
Yes,
I say the same way. Absolutely. So 12 million is the last I heard. Number of users.
Wow.
That's more than
significant.
Just
yeah,
it is. I would say the vast majority are North America and Europe would be my guess. And is there 12 million beer nerds? Maybe. I wouldn't have anticipated. I thought it was a smaller niche than that. I would say a decent chunk of them are more casual beer consumers,
connoisseurs.
Yeah, that are just like into it. Yeah, they're connoisseurs. They know what's up, and they're not dicks yet. Maybe they're not like trying to get as many as they can. They're not trying to show that they're cool by drinking the most hype shit and giving it a shit rating. I think they're probably just like, hey, this is fantastic. I really enjoyed this chocolate raspberry pudding cake stout. This is fantastic. And they'll rate it accordingly because they know it's a solid beer. As opposed to some people are rating like kind of what you actually alluded to before with the Pilsner or Kel. Like lagers are lower, haze and pastry stouts and probably smoothies are, what's the word? They have like a bias towards like a positive bias, whatever that's called. They're going to get higher ratings regardless. Or if the brewery is a hype brewery, that brewery is just going to be like, oh, it's from X brewery, so this is automatically a 4.5, even if it's not that good. So there's going to be some that are gassed up when they're not that good.
Yes.
As opposed to the other way around where they're not given their due because, yeah. So it's a bit of a mix, but I don't know what the percentage would be, but I think there's still a sizable portion of just like beer enthusiasts is probably the best word, of people who are just really, they're not drinking Molson Canadian and they're not just drinking, they want to try different stuff, and they're maybe LCBO consumers, for example, which is one sort of level where that's where you kind of the easiest place to start. And then you start visiting breweries because you start the LCBO because it's all there for you. Why would you not? And that's how I started for quite a while. Like, it's all there. So I don't have to go anywhere. Probably for the first couple of years doing it, I visited breweries, but few and far between. It was mostly LCBO because they had a really good selection between that and beer store. And then you kind of go from there. Then you start to visit the breweries and you get them more small because you're like, oh, these guys do it. And this is before Instagram. Oh, Instagram was around, but it wasn't like brands weren't on it. So there wasn't like a beer social media where they were letting you know every week, hey, we're dropping this, and well, it was an interesting time thinking back on it all.
Like Sam and Spinney were saying too, like there was, I forget what year they said it was, that there was 100 craft breweries in Ontario, but then it quickly doubled after that. Like it took a long time to get there, and then it just grew and then grew and grew. So there's a lot more access to a lot of different beers. It took a while to get there, but then it took off. Should we crack that Imperial Stout now?
We should. Should we take a quick pause?
Because let's take a quick pause.
The seal is officially broken.
Yes, it is.
I felt like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We will be right back, folks.
Okay.
And we are back.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, it's time. It's time for the big boy.
Yes.
And we just realized right now, I just realized, and you just told me, this is nitro. This is a 9.5% nitro stout, which is bonkers.
It is, yeah.
That's fucking sick. Now, do we shake the can for nitro or no?
No, not ours. So we have a widget. The widget is actually positioned on the bottom of the can. So after you pour it out, you can rip the can open carefully and take a look if you want. But yeah, so we actually do dosing of liquid nitrogen into the can. It will get seamed, and then the can gets turned upside down. So it goes through a twist, gets turned upside down. The liquid nitrogen will settle into the widget in the bottom of the can. The can has to stay upside down for a certain amount of time, and then it gets flipped back over, and the liquid nitrogen is hanging out in that widget waiting for us to open it up.
That's so sick. And the widget's just the bowl, right? With the hole in it.
So the ball is Guinness only. They have, that's their own proprietary technology. Yeah.
What would a non-Guinness?
This one, it's attached to the bottom of the can. It kind of looks like, like little coffee creamers, like the little cups. It looks like that, but upside down, sitting on the bottom of the can.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So
let's do it.
With the nitro cans, just like crack her open, just straight in. And you're going to get that nice cascade effect.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Gorgeous. Stunning. Oh, okay.
Yeah, feel it here.
I see the little widget in the bottom there. Just tearing it open.
I'm going to cut myself here.
Careful. You don't have OHS.
Come on.
You got it.
There we go.
For the audio people.
There we go. Yeah. So you can see there's as I pour beer everywhere. There's the widget right there sitting in the bottom of the can.
That's sick. So it's exactly as you described. A chocolate creamer style thing. That's pretty cool, man. Is that something you guys developed?
No. No, we buy it. We buy it like that. Yes, we're not big enough to have developed something like that, but we will definitely take advantage of it.
Very cool. All right, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Get that in you. Oh, yeah. Yo, that is so dangerous.
So like dark chocolate, roasted cocoa. It's got like mild coffee character to it.
I feel like I can get a little bit of vanilla too. Was one of the earlier things in there. Definitely the dark chocolate though, and that little like espresso kind of hint.
So the only thing in here outside specialty malts is some cocoa nibs in the mash, and that's it.
Cocoa nibs. Okay, write that down. That's fire, dude. Cocoa nibs. And is this one? What's the deal with this one? Is this one like?
So this is a seasonal beer for us. It should be hitting the shelves pretty soon.
Okay.
So oatmeal vanilla black lager was our seasonal up until now, and that's going to be sticking around probably for a few more weeks, and then Imperial Stout's going to be taking over.
I love it. How is this the first? This is not the first time you've done this?
Imperial Stout.
This specific one, yeah.
Yes, sorry. This is the first time we've done this.
Oh,
one.
it is? Okay. Because there's a bunch of check-ins on this already.
Oh, okay. You know why? Because it's on tap at the brewery.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yes. Are there pictures of cans?
Let's see.
Because maybe we have been selling it at the brewery and the retail store too. So
Yeah, some cans.
yeah. Oh,
Probably
there you go.
every single one has a can.
Mm.
So this would have been from the retail store to the brewery.
And maybe it's hit the LCBO shelves. I didn't think it had, but
Oh,
yes, we do. We do have it in the retail store at the brewery.
I love it. How yeah, the feedback's good. People like tastes like dark chocolate. You'd never know it's 9.5. Drinks like 6.5. That's exactly what I would say.
Yes. It's deadly.
This is awesome. So based on kind of what we were talking about earlier, as far as you know, you guys, most of the stuff is between like 4 and 6 years, whatever. Aside from a few things, like what made you want to do this bad boy, particularly over on top, like nitro over and above the ABV of it?
And that was kind of why. So we had some nitro cans. We wanted to do an imperial stout, and we thought, why the hell not?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of people doing nitro imperial stouts.
Nope. I can't even really think of any that I've had at least in any time recently. It's not the most common thing in the world, probably because it's a whole thing to do.
Yeah.
Whether it's the dosage of nitro or the widget or whatever.
And we are fortunate enough to have a nitro doser, so.
Ooh. How does that work, by the way?
So we connect the doser to a dewar, which holds liquid nitrogen in it. Mm-hmm. And then it actually heats up. So we purge out the little dosing canister with the nitrogen, and you actually have to hook up nitrogen gas to it as well. So you purge this little canister out, and then it has a dosing head on it, which heats up, and you dose liquid nitrogen through that. And it's actually, I have slow motion videos of it. It's really neat. So as the can comes out of the can filler, it passes underneath the doser, it doses the liquid nitrogen in, and then it immediately gets seamed. And like I was saying, it gets turned upside down so the liquid nitrogen goes and settles inside of that widget.
Okay. That's pretty sick, man. That's like, is that something that like you really need specialty equipment to do, or is
the doser itself is the main thing? But then you also need that twist. Well, you don't need the twist. Originally, we just had someone standing there flipping cans over by hand to turn them upside down. So you have to run the can line much slower. But then with the twist, it makes it a lot easier. So the cans are just forced through the twist, and they come out upside down.
And that's really all the main like additional steps from your side that you got to do to sort of
you want to make sure there's not too much CO2 in the beer too. So we spundy a lot of our beers, so we basically bung the tanks so that they get a lot of natural carbonation in them. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the nitrogenated beers, we don't do that part of the process because you don't want too much CO2 going into the beer. Gotcha.
Otherwise, it would
because you want exactly. And especially if you're putting it into a keg and you're pouring it out of a creamer faucet, there's too much CO2 into it. It's going to erupt coming out of that faucet, and you're not going to get that nice cascading effect. You're just going to overflow the glass.
So for a keg, you got to you dose it appropriately with the equivalent.
So we actually force nitrogenate it in our tanks. So we have ASME rated tanks, which means they're rated up to 60 psi. Nitrogen doesn't get infused into a liquid until over 40 psi.
Okay.
So we bring up the nitrogen pressure through our carb stone over 50 psi, hold it there, and then we just keg it like that. And there still has to be CO2 in it. Okay. So we do top up the CO2 to the desired level that we want. But yeah.
And do you do it on keg by keg, or you do it in like the bright?
No, we do it in the bright, and then we hold it in the bright,
and then fucking just keg them quick. And
yeah.
Interesting. So that's for the keg side, but you wouldn't can it that
way. No, so if we're kegging it, we rack it into a separate BBT and we prepare it differently compared to what we're canning.
What you canning. Gotcha.
Yeah, different CO2 levels, and then forced nitrogenation versus liquid nitrogen dosing. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never really talked about that here. That's fascinating, dude. This is so stupidly dangerous. Like, because I feel like usually when there's a beer around this ABV, you kind of like are pretty aware of it. I'm getting no indication whatsoever of the ABV. So I'm trying to like drink it slow. I'm trying to drink it very. It's incredibly smooth. It's definitely got that roasted dark chocolate thing. It's really like prevalent. Yeah, this is a banger. So this is the first time you've done it in Canada. The first time you've done it one period. Sorry. And this is arguably like the winter seasonal kind of for now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's
the oatmeal vanilla was our fall seasonal, and then this would be the winter.
Yeah, the oatmeal vanilla black lug.
Yeah.
That's what I had when I was there. So that means it definitely was September. That shit slapped. I love a black lager. And the vanilla was like nice and subtle. It wasn't too much.
And that was the first time we did that. We actually did it with natural vanilla beans, which was a massive pain in the ass.
And you couldn't taste anything, probably?
Not quite. Yes.
Or if you could, it was.
And you got to sterilize them, and then anyway, it was a whole thing. But and then we tried,
And now the natural flavor.
It is
definitely better.
Mostly natural flavor, and it just works. So
that's sick. That one would probably be petering out then, I guess, at this point. Like there might be some of it left.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was a banger. This is sick, and this will be LCBO everywhere. Sorry if I didn't say that before. Did I say that?
Yeah, LCBO.
LCBO. Okay.
Oh, yeah, LCBO in our retail store. We can't do grocery with this because it's over 7.1%.
Oh, that's a grocery way?
Yeah.
Ah. Did they say why that is? Or they're just trying to keep it like low key for grocery?
Yeah, I guess so.
7.1, eh? Wonder why. Is it always been the case?
Yeah. I don't actually know the reason why that
seems arbitrary.
Yeah.
Like everything is.
Yeah.
What about the alcohol rules? When you think about it, everything's from over 100 years ago.
Yes, a lot of it is.
What about convenience? Is that similar with?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I know, anyway, like I don't think any of the higher ABV stuff has gone into convenience. So I'm trying to think what I've seen available there.
Yeah, I never go to convenience stores.
Have you seen any Max Ice or anything hanging out in the convenience store? I don't know.
I've probably only been to one or two. I never go. I don't know about you, man. I never go to convenience stores. I don't know why. I just don't go. Even gas stations, you just pay at the pump. I went into one time specifically to look, and they had like piles of Busch Light and Canadian and Bud. There's like cases everywhere, and everything was piled up in the middle. And then they had a bunch of wine and liquor, and I didn't really see anything in the fridges. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't great.
The gas station across from Cowbell has Pilsner or Cal, so sometimes I'll just grab one of those when I'm gassing up on the way home.
So do you think it's like, and this is what I imagined, but it sounds like it's up to the individual owner. If the owner of that convenience store knows their shit, they'll get fire.
Yes, I think so. I do think there is like planograms, like they would.
If they're like a big brand convenience store?
Yes, there would definitely be forced listings and whatnot.
But the mom and pop ones would like be, you could pop in, you'd just be like, hey.
Yeah.
Trying to rock my shit.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah.
But that's tough too. Like you think about smaller breweries trying. Yeah. How do you even attempt to conquer that?
Smaller breweries, I don't think it makes sense unless there's like you said, the one across the street. If there's one across the street, I think I'd actually know the one you're talking about from Cowbell. Is it like a service station, like a gas station?
Yeah. Ultramar.
Yeah. If it's that, then that's easy, or like within a block or two or whatever. But otherwise, like, yeah, or like there's like there could just be an owner of a convenience store who's just like us, just a beer nerd, and just likes it, however deep they're in, and just want to be like, yo, I've always wanted to do this. Sick. I'm always going to breweries, so let me go and stock the stuff, and they've got good curation taste, and they can go and curate a fun thing that
Absolutely.
Yeah,
if you're independent and you have a license, yes,
go nuts. But I wonder
nuts.
how many of those people there are. That's what I mean. Like, I've never heard anyone be like, yo, have you been to that gas station on da da da? Like,
No.
Or whatever it might be. I haven't actually heard anyone get excited about any location currently. But it could be like community to community, just like convenience stores are, right? Like they're really like within a few blocks is who they serve. So yeah, I don't really.
And I know like where my brother lives, he's out in Manila, which is near Lindsay. So they've got a little alcohol section there, and then in the convenience store. And if you ask them to bring something in, they would just bring it in for you. Which is the same with LCBO. A lot of people don't know that. If you go into the LCBO and you want something specific, you just ask them and they will bring it in for you.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's their job. They're there to bring you the alcohol that you want.
Right. I never really thought. I've always heard breweries say like, "Hey, if you want to see our stuff, like ask for us." But I didn't know that it was really that simple.
Specifically, just go in and say, "Can you please order me a 2-4 of whatever?"
Right, and you have to buy the whole 2-4, or you just want like.
I'm just using that as an example. But
okay.
Yeah, I feel like you have to commit if you're gonna ask them to bring something in.
Right. To the whole case. I wonder if it'd be like, hey, I just want to try this one. What if you just want one can of something?
That's a good question.
I'm being a dick, but I don't know.
No, not being a dick. That's a good question. Like,
yeah,
to me, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Just ask them to bring that in, but.
Or being like a couple. What about, or even just like, hey, you don't have cowbell. Can you just bring a bunch of cowbell in? Like, get like whatever they got, and maybe that can be up to them to order. When I say them, the buying person to bring in a bunch. That's probably the best way to go about it, I guess. Because you're telling them, I want this brand as opposed to this SKU.
You're a customer. This is a means of conveyance to get them your product. Like,
yeah. And it could introduce that, because like there's some, I think they're called beer ambassadors at LCBOs. Yep. Is that right? And some of them, like the one near my brother lives near Godspeed in Toronto, and there's one on Queen and Coxwell there that I used to trade beers. I used to bring beers from Montreal, and he'd get me the stuff from Toronto that would always sell out or whatever back in the day. And he was like the beer guy there. So that store was like extra fire because this guy was switched on. Like I couldn't believe it when I first went into that store. I was like, this is insane, because there's a guy who knows what's up. Like, and there's some stores that maybe the people are doing it aren't like us and don't really follow the scene and don't really care that much. So they could probably do with some guidance to be like, hey, I want to see this in there. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I find that most of the beer ambassadors at LCBO are open to suggestion or open to your requests.
Good.
I'm not in them every day, obviously, but as a customer, I've generally had a good experience with them. So
that's good to hear, man. I guess I don't always like. Are you much of an LCBO guy? Like, you don't really go. Like, what's your sort of shopping? Would you like shop at an LCBO a lot?
Yeah, if I'm looking for something different, I will certainly go to the LCBO. I mean, in Stratford, locally, we have Black Swan Brewing and Job Site. Okay. I will often go to those places if I'm looking to have a pint.
Okay.
We do have some good bars and restaurants here too that carry local stuff. But if I'm looking for something at home, I'm going to the LCBO usually.
Going to that, okay. How do you feel about living in the home of Justin Bieber, the Canadian goat?
I don't feel one way or another about that.
I always want to go to those stairs where he's, the little stairs and that someplace.
There's a star on the sidewalk. Oh yeah. There's a William Shatner one. There's a Justin Bieber one.
Oh no shit! William Shatner's from Stratford.
No, but he's an actor, and I guess he's acted in plays here. You know, there's like I see Comfior around town.
Who's that?
There's Comfior. Look up Comfior.
How you spell it?
COLM FIORE. You recognize the guy.
Canadian actor.
Yeah. You don't recognize that guy?
Oh,
Good cop or bon cop, bad cop?
He looks familiar. A 15-year veteran of the Stratford Festival.
He played Laufey in the Thor movie. He was the frost giant. No, he's just always around town.
He looks I see what the cop you're talking about. Yeah. I'm not the biggest film dude in the world, but I definitely know this guy's face. Absolutely. Okay. Gangster.
A lot of actors around Stratford all the time.
All right. What's up with that?
So many plays here. There's so many theaters and
no shit.
There's a lot of good stuff happening here if you're into the arts.
Okay. Shasta Stratty. I gotta get down. I always wanted to go just because we used to make fun of Bieber when I was in Australia, and then like he actually got good. I'm like, oh, sick. Now we live not too far, so should check it out at some point. I still haven't done it. How you said it's what, like 40-ish minutes from Blyth?
At 3 a.m, if you're doing a speed that is reasonable, yes. Okay. 70 kilometers.
70
south of Blyth, yeah.
If I go, south of Blyth. Oh, okay. It says an hour and 50 minutes. Oh, it's like you go through like Kitchener to get there. Oh, okay. I see what's up.
So get from you to Stratford?
Yeah. It says right now, hour and 49 minutes. Actually, and it's got lots of like orange and red parts. It's fucking 1 a.m., dude.
Maybe that's construction. No, I am sure it's the snowing and the blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the time to be going to Stratford.
Yeah. It's 1 a.m. right now for anybody who's watching this.
Who's checking out. Oh, I see where Blyth is from there. Okay, I see. It's like diagonally southeast of it. I see. Okay. Fucking Strat. Yeah, I mean, mean to get by like out there. It's like this whole part of Ontario has got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, when my wife and I were looking to move here, we went to look at Blyth, and we're living by High Park in Toronto.
Okay, sick.
And we're looking out here trying to figure out where we wanted to move, and Stratford just seemed like a perfect fit. It feels kind of like a little Toronto neighborhood. Oh, yeah? It's got all the theater going on. There's a bunch of breweries. There's lots of great
cafes and
restaurants.
Stuff?
There's tons of cafes. Like Balzac's is originally from here.
Oh, okay.
You're into coffee. You said you're into coffee.
I am. So. Balzac's kind of sucks. Sorry. I hate Balzac's. But no, it's good to know because that's coffee. I liked them back in the day, but that's good to know that they started there and then they expand. They've killed it. They're like in grocery everywhere. They slaying.
Yeah.
I respect the hustle personally. Okay. Yeah, definitely got to get out there. But shouts to Bieber. Why are we talking about Bieber? Because
I'm in Stratford.
Because you're in Stratty. Wow, what a goat he is. Did he move back? I feel like people kept seeing him everywhere out here and like
I don't know.
In Cambridge and like.
No, he definitely still lives wherever else. I don't know, but
LA or something.
Yes, he pops. I know he pops back here from time to time, but
I like it. That's a real, he's just walking around. He's just out here,
yes,
walking amongst the people, man of the people.
Just let him do his thing. If I see him, it's just.
You wouldn't go hug him and get a photo?
No, I would certainly not do that.
Oh man, you messing up. Could you get one for me if you see him?
Sure.
Thanks.
I can do that.
I appreciate it.
I can definitely do that.
I knew you would do that. I knew that's what I wanted to ask. I do it. This is banging. So to sort of, do we want to do any other beers, or we feel like we bring it home on this one?
I feel like we brought it home on this one. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, because I know it's late. And we were just talking about the time that you get up normally, so which is obscene.
It is obscene.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So,
it's all for the beer, man.
It's all for the beer. Oh, that could be. Is that a good name for the pod? It's all for the beer.
It's all for the beer.
I'll write that down just in case. So, moving forward to sort of like, close the loop on everything. We've really covered sort of the history and where you guys are now and how you got there. The third biggest cider producer in Ontario, which still is wild to me. The 12 Apostles, the seltzers, the all the different elements of the brand. should we show any of the other stuff just so people can see it? Is that helpful?
Sure.
Like, say this is when you were talking about before, the hijinks, which is actually a pretty sick looking can right here.
Yeah,
so this is like,
isn't it?
One of the hard seltzers right here.
Yeah, so that's in the LCBO.
That's in the LCBO. 130 calories. That's basically nothing.
Yep.
It's less than a Snickers, mate. You've got your the ciders we were talking about before as well. Like say like the cherry ciders right here.
Cherry, yeah.
Yeah, which is a little beaut. You got him. The peach right here. Look at
peach
this.
cider, yeah.
Little peachy.
Get like that fuzzy peaches. That's a good one.
That's a beaut. And of course with the beer, I was just trying to get the so you got the Coast, Abs, and Landlord, all the ones from the pack. This is what I was looking for. The bestseller, the Hazy Days right there. So you kind of got like a really fun mix of everything. So moving in, being that we're now end of November, moving into 2026, what can people look forward to from Cowbell? Where are you guys, focused? What are people going to see? Uh-oh. Jeremy froze. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll pause for a sec. Just in case. We'll be right back. And we are back. Technical difficulties.
Sorry about that. My computer decided to reset.
Man, you're good. It's part and parcel of these virtual pods. It's we all got to navigate it. And the audience are wonderful. And they know what the fuck it is. Because they deal with it when they're Zooming every fucking day as well.
Yes, don't we all?
It's all good, brother. So yes, 2026, moving forward, Cowbell, what can people, get excited for? What can they expect?
So more from the 12 Apostles brand for sure. The cocktail, Singapore Sling cocktail, that is coming very soon.
Amazing.
We are also working on a few more 12 Apostles seltzers and LTDs. LTDs, my God.
What's that's LTD the Imperial?
LTD it's a Ford. I don't know. It was a
Ford LTD. Yeah, there's a car.
Yeah, there's a car. Yeah.
Limited,
big
like
car.
Australian companies.
My old man had a Ford LTD that did over 1 million kilometers. So,
damn.
Yeah. Anyway, it was an RTD that I was trying to talk about.
Oh, one of them joints. Oof, your old man's a G. Let's go. That's sick.
What else is coming? We've got some exciting beers coming down the pipe. I mentioned Cherry Blast Sour. That's coming. Lemon Zest, like Sicilian Lemon Zest Sour. That's coming.
Delicious.
I know you mentioned the Crush hops. We do have a Crush IPA coming, but it is paired with other hops in that. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming.
That's awesome, man. Lots of stuff, and a lot of it is at the brewery, and a lot of it is also at the LCBO as well.
It will be, yeah, like Ontario Mixed Berry Cider, that's coming to the LCBO, yeah. So if you can't find it at the LCBO, maybe it's at the brewery. Come by for a visit. It's a pretty cool spot.
It really is.
I'm usually there pretty early in the morning, so you might not see me around, but
ask for them and say, hey.
Reach out and ask for me. Reach out in advance and ask for me.
That would be the best way, and the best way just through Instagram, I guess, is Cowbell Brewing. At Cowbell Brewing, I believe.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Dude, this has been really cool, man. It's been great to meet and really cool hanging. I know I kept you up extraordinarily late, and I appreciate you a lot for sticking that out. It's been cool to go through all the different the beers, and like this is the most dangerous shit ever. I'm really like taking it slow because I could just neck this right now, and I know it would be problematic, so I gotta like take it easy. The cider, just hearing about all the different stuff that you guys are doing, it's really cool. And it's cool hearing it from you as well, from someone who'd been there from the beginning and really been like designing and being very intentional with the program from all the different aspects. So, dude, congrats on everything. It's just sick. It's really cool to see, man. And it's I'm happy for you, man, that you just keep growing and keep killing it. And third biggest site, I'm not gonna get over that. I can't believe it. I can't believe that shit. That's so
well, and I just want to say thank you to you. I just want to say thank you for promoting our industry and for giving a voice to all the different breweries and for all the different producers. really appreciate what you do and your passion for everything that we do.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. It's fuck. I guess I don't know. You guys are awesome. I get to hang out with all of y'all. Like, what? This is like a genuine pleasure. We get to just hang out. Now you become friends. And we're like,
yeah,
it's sick. It's the best. Like,
it is the best.
I like it's a good gig, and everyone's nice to me because we're talking. Like, yeah, everyone's cool as shit, man. It's one of the coolest industries that I've ever sort of been around. I've worked in a bunch of different stuff over my, whatever career, if you want to call it that, and done different stuff. And the beer people and the I don't know, y'all are just awesome. And you guys care more. Like, it's one of the industries that there's like some of the least amount of money in. So it's got the most amount of passion. And people wouldn't do it if it wasn't for that. And I just feel like passionate, creative people, everyone's cool. Like, you've been around all these different places. Like, the beer people are cool as shit. There's hardly anyone that isn't cool. And I don't know. I like that a lot. I think it's a beautiful industry that needs to be supported. And I want to see it thrive. And the amount of money that it brings in, if you want to look at like the GDP from the amount of families, I believe it's like, we actually did the stats on it one time. If I'm not mistaken, it's like close to $1 billion, like in $600-800 million in Ontario alone annually, if I'm not mistaken, and it's way more than the macros is craft companies, because there's so many more, right? Wow. The macros are worth more, but the craft companies support that many families. So it's like, it's an important part of the infrastructure and the just the vibe of and this is just Ontario, across the whole country, across everywhere.
Yeah.
So like, it deserves to be supported, and it's some cool ass shit, and it's so fun. It's so cool, and you guys are just awesome, man. And like the creativity and all the things that you have to figure out to make like people happy through your products is incredible. So it's I love doing this stuff. It's awesome, and we just all get to hang out. And now I'm sure we'll kick it in Stratford, and we'll listen to some Bieber and crack some cowbell.
Sounds good to me, man. Fucking Bieber.
I'm sorry to keep bringing that up. I just think it's funny. Shouts to Bieber. Jeremy, you're a legend, brother. Really great to meet you, man.
Likewise.
Where can everybody find Cowbell online and in real life?
Instagram, Facebook. I don't know, all the social media. I don't really.
I guess they're all Cowbell Brewing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Cowbell Brewing. Exactly. Yep. And then as far as the products, everywhere. Convenience, gas stations, LCBO, beer store. We're all over the place. So
all over it. And you can order online, cowbellbrewing.com. You can get the everything from there, as we learned earlier. We can get the 12 Apostles bottles as well, which is very cool. So you get the spirits, the cider, the beer, the RTDs, the seltzers, everything all in one place, delivered right to your door. God damn it, through this winter, if you don't want to brave the treacherous roads.
That's right.
We'll to
bring
Blyth.
It to you.
Bring it right there. Dude, been a pleasure. Stick around. We'll finish up off air. Thank you again. You're a champion. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up. Hit subscribe below. Hit that notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast. And check out the long form audio. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Not for me, but for Uncle Jeremy, for Blyth, Ontario, for Cowbell. You know the vibes. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace, y'all.